streaming. Say hello.
Hello.
Internet.
Oh, hey.
Enough
No, I wouldn't do it
Culver's
to you.
talk.
I wouldn't do it to you.
Let's
Oh,
get
I
to
gotta pull
the.
up my character sheet.
But-
Hold up.
Welcome, everyone.
Hello.
I wanted to do something that we normally don't do this session, which is to roll back time just like an hour or so. So like right before you guys would have woken up. We ended the last session where everybody had woke up. There was a funeral procession going through town down the main road. And I want to start just a little bit before that. The reason being is I went and scoured all of my spreadsheets to make sure that I had appropriately calculated out all the XP that everyone had. And I found about 24 XP per person. So, as I am speaking here and being really boring, that 24 XP was what enabled you to level up. I have just managed all of your XP totals. So you should all now be able to go and pick your level 4 stuff.
So
So,
I gotta remember how to do this.
So if you're on your character sheet, there's a couple ways you can get to the builder. One is the little anvil and hammer icon in the upper right. The other, if you click on your character's name and go to manage levels, that should bring you up to the appropriate screen, which is under class. Should have some exclamation points next to where it says level 3. You should be able to click that and drop it down so that it says 4.
It does. Ability score improvement.
Yeah, so you guys have different options there with the ability
I
score
have a
improvement.
reference for this.
I'm already on this stuff. Like,
Copy.
Okay.
Looking.
Did you guys know what you were going to be going for?
I was
Kind of.
looking into it, yeah.
Okay.
And let's see, here's the relevant card.
Yeah, it was like I literally like went back through all the things and told them. Some I had actually given you more XP than you should have had for that map, and so I was like, oh damn it. But then others I like had missed counting like going down the row on killing some baddies. So you guys barely just bumped up over to that level. So
Okay, I go over to my closet and pull out my copy of Munchkin, and I play this card into the chat.
okay. Go up a level.
I don't think I get any additional spells this level.
You get one spell.
What level spell?
A first level spell, and you might like Silent Image, Disguise Self, Charm Person.
I'll look into it. It has to be of 2 very specific types, though. I can't remember.
One was Illusion.
Yeah, one's an illusion, and then the other one is...
It's in the class feature somewhere.
Yeah.
Does anyone need/want help or to do it via the?
I got it.
On
No.
screen? You got yours? So I mentioned it before. I totally thought you guys were like all gung ho go fight those zombies and that red cloaked wizard at the well. So that was I had kind of expected you guys to do. That would have gained you the XP to cover up and get to there. So I do apologize that I had the expectation and may have gotten your hopes up a little early.
Now,
Please forgive me.
what do we do for hit points?
You could either roll or take whatever your whatever average is. I was going to roll, so there's that on the screen. I don't know what I'm getting. I hope I don't roll out. Fuck.
Well,
This
looks
is
like
my first bad roll. So
looks like you rolled a fuck.
plus
I think
my con, so 4 more hit points.
I think I'm gonna take a feat.
Oh, okay. So do you note that? I don't know if
I did take a seat myself, and I
You guys
already
ready?
have it all on my sheet and
Okay.
all the details picked up. And
Wow.
What did you take?
Yeah, what did everybody take?
I took the feat skilled, which gave me 3 more proficiencies and skills, and that is just to stage me for level 6, where I get 2 more expertise.
You're assuming you're gonna live.
Yeah, like if I get out of this, it's for pre-planning. So to get everything squared away, to take the expertise I want to take.
I went with
So-
one more in Dex and one more in Intelligence, which gives me an extra +1 in both. Also, so my hit dice says 4d8, so I roll a d8 or a d4.
Per rogue level. They even clarified it on this sheet. They did change this, so it's now your hit dice is 1d8 per rogue level. So
All right. So I'm gonna go with Warcaster.
so you can either take 5 hit points. Sorry, just real fast. You can either take 5 hit points or you can
Yeah.
roll a d8.
I'm taking
And
the
either,
5.
and either one you add your
God, are
constitution
you a
modifier
D8
to.
based character as
Hold
a
on.
cleric, or are you a D10?
So it'd be 3 plus
I'm
my
a D8.
Constitution modifier,
Mm-hmm.
which is
Oh, +1 for your level as well, isn't it?
No, it's at level. For each level,
plus
it
1.
is a d8 plus constitution modifier.
So it'd be
So you're
4.
4. Yeah.
Almost.
Gamblers. All these gamblers. Gamblers using these die up.
Yeah, that's the first time I've rolled below a 7 on my hit points. I'm not happy about it.
Yeah, you guys were rolling really high, which means, and we were doing it a little differently or like incorrectly too. So you guys had a pretty big health point buff at the beginning. So
I'm just taking the
I
5.
think you'll still be okay.
So okay. So I would just roll an additional D8 currently plus my Constitution modifier.
If that's
Alright.
that's your hit die.
It is.
That's sometimes checking real quick.
I'm gonna chance it. Go good, please. Fucking shit. Doesn't
That's
really
a sad
matter.
story.
My Constitution modifier is 4, so it's 5. I would have gotten the same
We
regardless.
all got 5. Congratulations.
Would have been 5 plus
except
5.
for me.
Yeah, I rolled a 1 though. So
Yeah. So, all right. So you guys can adjust your HP accordingly. I think that's I've heard everyone. Maybe not Godwald.
I
You
took
said
the
you was take 5.
Yeah.
Just took the 5. Played it safe. Okay. And remember to
Oh,
do that
fuck.
in your manage level section. Don't just go add yourself temporary hit points on your sheet because those just disappear.
I didn't realize that I could have taken 5 plus an additional 5.
Yeah.
Or
Right.
additional 4. I didn't realize that. I thought that it was either take the 5 or roll
Yeah.
and then you get the plus. Okay. Well, that
Yep.
fucking sucks.
Wait, so I could have just taken the
That'll be
5
all right.
plus another.
Plus your con. Yeah.
I
You
didn't
take-
know that either.
Yes.
I think you'd
Wait,
take
Yeah.
4,
I
Chris.
explained it. I
have
explained it to
taken
Chris
mine
when he
before.
did it, and he chose the
I-
roll, and then you also chose the
I,
roll.
No, I'm
I-
fine with
I
it.
was
Look,
reading.
I've
but
taken the 5 every level, so
Yeah, I should have just
It's-
taken the 5.
It's the safe bet.
Yeah.
Can't you just let me
it's
take the
slightly
5?
above average.
No.
Come on.
You guys,
I didn't
you
understand it.
Under these rolls. No, I can't.
I
you
didn't
guys.
understand.
Well, then you shouldn't roll die for things
Well,
that you
then
don't
read
understand or know
I
what to do.
thought
Look.
that I understood.
Oh,
You
come
don't have to take
on.
my word
Jesus
for it.
Christ.
Read the book.
Wah.
All right,
Take
fine.
it as a learning lesson and move on. Next.
All right.
Jared, don't look all grumpy at us.
And here I'm trying to be like really nice, and I have so many cool surprises for you guys today.
I'm very excited about them.
I hope. I mean,
As long as it's not a damn Muppet.
all
Why
I ever
would we
hear
have
is
a
fucking
Muppet?
complaints. You guys, give me a break once in a while. Like one game without like I hate
Hey.
Jared comments. I'd love it.
Without what?
So I hate
Oh,
Jared
okay.
comments. So yeah, because like it's rough on me. It's really rough on me. I spend a lot of time doing this stuff. So when you guys like get upset at me for things and then start talking to me like that, it really is a demotivator for me. And I just want you guys to know a little bit that that's kind of been a thing lately.
Huh.
There's been a lot of like snarky comments, complaints, and I have personally felt like I don't want to do it from time to time. That's not like how I generally overall feel, but I feel like if I don't mention this, nothing happens or it stays the same. So let's try and be a little more upbeat or positive about things. Yeah? Let's be positive.
Okay. I didn't realize I was hurting your feelings by asking you a question. But
Oh God! See,
I
stop.
didn't.
Can we
I
not?
didn't.
Can
I
we
will.
not?
If you keep it up, are you keeping it up? Are you seriously?
I. I'm
we
just saying I
respond?
didn't realize I was doing that. I didn't realize that I was upsetting you.
When I
was-
said it, did it click?
When you told me that it was upsetting you, yeah.
Okay.
But before, I didn't realize I was like hurting your feelings.
Let's see. That does that?
Yeah. So it's just a thing. I'm just trying to. Just want to try and keep things positive.
So we're all leveled up.
So you guys are all leveled up. Everybody's picked their feat or their stat points and whatever other things came with their levels. I think. Does the cleric and druid? Do you guys spell lists expand with each level?
I gain a cantrip and I gain a number of spells I can prepare. I only gain
Cool.
spells. I only gain spells known at odd numbered levels.
I had a question as well. Are my like ability scores supposed to go up at all, like per level?
Only
Or
if
is
you
that-
take the
no.
bonus.
Only level
Yeah.
4, 8, 12,
Okay.
16, and 20 do you get to choose an ability score improvement or a feat.
All right.
You
Well,
can spend 2 points on monk skills or take the feat. So
all right. I just want to make sure I wasn't missing that.
Yeah, no,
Nope.
it's not every level. It's 4, 8, 12, and then you have to make the choice between feat or the ability points.
There's also the option to take a minor feat, which does a small thing and gives you 1 ability point. I think
Okay.
2 Up in Fighting does that.
is that classified as a minor feat?
I made that up. That term, I made that up. But it fits, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
So after your long evening of partying, celebrating at the Sleeping Giant tap room, and trying to make nice with the owner bartender there, and it went fairly well. I think she was like the last person in town who didn't have really great feelings about you guys. So in general, you guys have helped the town of Phandalin out by getting rid of the Red Brands, the gang that was here in town was starting to form and take over, and then B, you also cleared out the Goblin tribe at Cragmaw Castle, so you've removed a threat in the area to them, and I think you also just took care of some orcs over at Wyvern Tor, which is something else that they were worried about. More raiding happening along that trail. So you guys actually have a pretty decent renown with everyone in Phandalin. They know you, they know of Sparkle Motion, and they love you guys. So, except for one grumpy dwarf, maybe she's all right with you.
She's a jerk, always overcharging me.
Well, we'll see how it happens next time. Maybe now she's all right with you guys. You guys gave her a good evening of making money at the bar.
What?
All right. So yeah, we got through our 11 up. So you guys wake up in the morning. You're going about your business, and you see there's a funeral procession outside town going down the road. They were kind of coming through this way, through the town square, over to here, which is acting like their town's graveyard. And Chirk had said he wanted to go and pay his respects. He said something to the widow Dendrar, which actually I think we have pictures of her. Yeah, we do. You know, Myrna Drednar, the woman you rescued. She
Mhm.
appreciated the words, sobbing and in tears though, but was there.
Dude, she's a hot
Um,
widow.
She is the hot widow. Well, they were so that was the lady that the Red Brands were going to sell off their human trafficking.
Ugh.
Press press E to pay respects.
Prestige. So yeah, I think there was some jerk. You said you stood around the procession, you listened to the sermon, and then afterwards, that's the end of it. So we could kind of pick up there.
Who all's with me? Anybody or?
Oh, let's see. What you stayed at the inn, probably, right? Who else stayed at the inn? Sparkle Gem did.
Yes.
Vodewald could have been nearby at the over at the town square when the procession came and stopped there.
Hmm.
The priestess of Timora. In fact, I'm gonna take you guys back over to that page because put some more names to these names and faces to these things. Sister Gariel, the elf priestess of Timora, the luck goddess, gave a gray sermon. I think we called it. Like it was not he's off to a better place, but his luck ran out kind of thing,
Makes sense.
right? And no, I did not prepare a funeral statement. It could have been fun. Maybe next time. But yeah, so if you guys stuck around for that, you haven't spoken with Miranda Dendar much since rescuing her in the castle. Does anyone else do or participate in any of that stuff that Jerk was getting into, like going with the funeral procession, or still passed out drunk over in the trees with a goblin?
Yeah, I'll follow along when it goes past my house. Sure.
I mean, yeah,
Uh,
right. So you'd be there. You'd know about the ceremony. You probably would have been outside for it.
I would say that I'm already up, since I don't have to sleep very long. So I've kind of just wandered into the square as this is happening.
And Sparkle Gem.
Yeah. I, I'm gonna say I'm just passed out, hungover. Like screw everything. Taking a
Alright.
nap, overextended myself, dancing and getting jolly all night.
All right. So then the three of you who are there and stay through the funeral procession, paying your respects. The townspeople see you there and appreciate the things. They thank you for rescuing Myrna and her children. But Myrna approaches you, and she comes to tell you that she's very thankful. Let's see, who am I talking? Pick one of you three. Jerk, you were the one who approached and gave your condolences first. She comes to you. She says, "I really want to thank you all for rescuing me and my children. I'm so grateful, but I'm unfortunately so broken, so hard on money that there's nothing I can give you to thank you, except to let you know that my family used to come from the town of Thunder Tree, and we actually had a shop there from way back when, before the explosion at the Mount Hope now. And if you are in Thunder Tree and you find her family's shop, they should have a family heirloom hidden in the shop somewhere, and it's yours if you can obtain it and find it. It's very valuable, but she or her husband were never able to go there because of the danger around Thunder Tree. So she kind of like lets you know that as a reward for rescuing her, there is the location of a family heirloom shop. And I actually have the name of that shop in here. Oh, there. And you find ruined store. Doesn't even have the name. I don't have the name. I lied. Find their family's general store, and it's there as well. So she lets you know that, and thanks you again for saving her life and saving her from a life of misery. Chris, no one's held your hand this long in a very long time. And she's just like, thank you so much. And then just kind of like crying and sad about the events of the day. Just, you're starting to get awkward.
I just it's it's the least we could do. We're not done yet. We're gonna make sure he rests well. Um, those involved will see justice.
Thank you so much. And she goes with, you know, she goes with the rest of the townspeople. They go over to their town cemetery. Okay, well, that would make it probably about, before noon. We're in the 10 a.m. hour here in Phandalin. And you guys haven't noticed the wizard Herda coming back to meet up with the group. He's not around.
He's just hanging out with his boathouse.
He may be.
What do you think, guys? Should we go see if he's there?
It's what? How many hours to go there and back to check on him?
It's an hour walk.
An hour.
Sure.
All right. So, you guys gather up your supplies, I suppose, or you're just kind of like leaving your things, just taking the walk over to town.
I'll plan on.
walking up, taking-
I'll just hoof it, and then come back when we decide what we're doing.
Okay, so you guys go for a long walk, unless anybody else doesn't want to.
I'm bringing my pack. There might be spiders again.
All right. Godwald's like, yeah, I'm bringing my gear.
I'm just armed. I have the stuff I usually have on me.
Okay. So you guys pack up all your gear, you go for a walk, and as you get to Herda's cabin,
Which is a boat.
which is yes, as you get to what used to be the ruins of Herda's cabin next to his new home, a boat made from magical wood. You walk up to it and you don't see anyone there. I don't have a boat icon, or else I'd throw you on that map.
Woot. Oh
That map
no.
is still
Oh,
boatless.
okay.
Maybe I could throw a boat on here real quick. Let's see. But yeah, so you guys notice that nothing is there. He doesn't seem to be home as you kind of approach the boat. I want it. Give me a boat. Boat asset. Free boat assets. No, those are submarines. Yep, that's what it looks like now. Nope. It's Alt. Whoop. Boat sitting right in the middle where his house used to be. No circle there anymore. As you approach, if anyone investigated the building, I'm assuming that you would.
I will roll
I'm very cautious.
investigation.
Anybody? Anybody approach the boat?
I
No one's
investigate.
yelled about muscles yet. I don't
What
like
is
18
this.
plus
No one has yelled
3.
anything about muscles. As you investigate,
I get a bad.
so who's? Oh, why can my roll's not showing up? There it is. Talus. Rolling. Oh, it's 10, 20, 8, jerk, 18.
I got 21.
Jerk, as you 21. As you approach, you notice a rune in a familiar shape, like the many phalluses that Herda has drawn on and around your things and your persons on the door. It glows, starts sparking in a blue flame, and then this appears in front of you. I posted it in the Discord, and I'm going to post it here in our chat. I don't know if it's going to work from the link from the chat, but a message from Herda suddenly lurches and shoots out from the penis from the penis rune, displaying this holographic message from Herda Roshi.
Hold
He
on.
has used his magic to leave you a note.
I'm gonna play it for the
And
stream.
it's 3 minutes and 30 seconds.
Yes. So everybody be quiet for 3 minutes and 30 seconds.
Or as best you can.
Oh no. I don't know what this is gonna be. I'm gonna cry.
I will leave you with that, and I'll grab a
Oh
beer.
my god.
I can't see it.
Oh,
Behold,
let's
it
see
is I,
something.
Herda Roshi.
oh well, he's. Oh yeah.
Party
Taliesin,
of
you
lesser
get a cantrip at this
embarrassment,
level.
or sparkle motion.
I found it.
I can't
I was
decide
saying,
which I
haven't
like
loaded,
better.
just had to wait for everyone to
I
be
knew
quiet,
you
so-
would be back to feast your eyes on my magical muscles. Well, gaze on, my friends. Impressive, I know. I left you an important message. But first, great flexing, yes. Oh, yes. Undeniable beauty
Is this
and
really 3
strength.
minutes of
Ah.
him flexing?
Watch as my muscles band together as a team. to
does provide you
perform a
information.
Symphony of beautiful strength. Just as I have seen you band together as a team on your journey.
Yeah, he's making
You
us
have
work
come
for
a
it.
long way, my friends, from the day you burned down my house and had penises on your faces to now. Coming up with plans to move my boat home across open land. An impressive feat indeed. And now, for the more, boring part. What's that? You want to see my muscles again? Well, another time. We have important business to take care of. How many times must I tell you? I know they're enticing. Anyways, 4 pieces of business. 1. That evil wizard using necrotic magic, whom you love to visit and have intimate conversations with? You know the one. He will most certainly become powerful if he fulfills his desires at Old Owl Well. Number 2. Dragons can be very dangerous. You should probably know this already, just based on the use of the word dragons. Dragons are scary, big, and dangerous. If the worshippers of Tiamat are indicative of one nesting in the area, Phandalin and its residents could be in grave danger. Also, this you should be aware of. 3. Ancient mines like Wave Echo Cavern can be filled with strange magical creatures. Cool, I know, yet dangerous. Sparkle Motion, the party of lesser embarrassment, may want to recruit more members before delving into the mine. Remember, you are only less embarrassing, not totally unembarrassing at current time. I just don't know that you are ready for the task that lays before you there. And 4, mildly insulting comments aside, I am leaving Phandalin
This
under
just
your
keeps
care
going.
while I venture to Waterdeep to speak with members of the Lord's Alliance about the rise of magic in the Sword Coast. Remember, keep working out and keep flexing to grow your muscles strong. Also, rest and a balanced diet will help you to have thriving magical muscles just like my own. Good luck on your journeys, and we will see each other again soon, I have no doubt, since you love my muscles so much. Herda Roshi.
Ah,
Oh my god.
thanks, Tristan. Thanks.
Right? Like. Oh, that's all I can say is, oh.
So, Tristan, Herda, he definitely thought about you guys. He didn't want you to feel like he had forgotten you.
So,
or-
did that video show up on the stream for everybody?
I saw it.
Okay,
I
perfect.
just went to the link and watched it.
Gotcha. Wow. Okay, so I think the necromancer is going to be the easiest. What do you guys think?
I agree. I mean, it's just him. I mean, I guess there's zombies, but I feel like
Does
they
anybody?
don't really have too much defense.
Zombies are weak against bludgeoning weapons.
Probably fire too, if anybody has that.
It depends on the type of zombie.
Yeah.
All right.
Well-
Well, I guess we take the long walk back to town and we inform the rest of the party about what's going on. Actually, you know what? I want to see if he left us anything else. So I'm gonna sneak around a little.
As you spend time investigating around Herod's boat, you notice that any entryway is barred with magic. In the remains of the house, you don't find anything. There's the ruined bits from the. And there might be like a stove that survived the fire, but there's not much else here.
I take the stove.
You are
Take
going to
a
attempt
stove.
to
No,
move
no,
the
I'm
stove,
joking. I'm joking.
It's probably like
I mean-
cast iron.
All right.
right?
So
Like, let's
we'll-
figure out how to move a stove. We figured out how to move a boat. We can move a stove.
I'll just grease up the bottom of the stove. We push it. No,
Right.
I was just messing around. Yeah. So I guess I vote we head back to town and just tell everybody what's up. And then from there, I say we go after the necromancer.
Yeah, I agree.
All
Let's
right.
do this.
Is
So you guys,
is there anybody
go
in
back to-
town we can recruit to help us out?
I
Let's
think we can
see.
take down
Are there
something.
any knights from the Lord's Alliance still around? I know Sildar left for something, didn't he? Or is he still in the town hall?
so last night when you guys came in, you talked about it. There was the necromancer. You kind of told everyone about the necromancer, that he exists.
Okay.
It scared a couple people, and they started making moves to themselves do something about it. Sildar, though his concerns with protecting the town, and he was going out and about to. I think he and his two knights were going to head to the Tresendar Manor to try to clear the Nothic out of there,
Good
so
luck,
that they could use the remains of the manor as a safe house. So if you would have been out there yesterday, you might be able to speak with him today if you went back to the town master's hall.
Okay. Then I want to talk to him and see if there's anybody we can recruit. If he's got any extra knights lying around, or if he wants to come himself.
Let's see. Yeah, as you go to, let's see, where is it? It's so far away on this map. I wish I could move these things closer to each other. It's like really specific. As you approach the town master's hall, and you enter in the door looking for Sildar, you notice that it is Sildar and one knight. And they both kind of look back at you, take a deep sigh, and he sees you. He's like, "Hello, Drake. Is there something we can help you with?"
Well, first of all, I want to know what's got you in a bit of mood. Did things not go well with the Nothic?
Well, I suppose it was the best that we could have hoped, or not. Really, it's just unfortunate. We lost one of my men while fighting the creature. It was actually quite strong.
Well, condolences.
The Nothic rotted his flesh with its necrotic gaze, killing one of them. But while it was focused on poor Steve, that we were able to run it through and kill it. So we're probably going to spend the rest of the day. Well, we need to bury one of our own, of course, and then maybe call a town meeting to tell everyone about some of the danger that we've heard about this necromancer.
Well,
We didn't really want to do it this morning with the funeral for Dendrar. And you could tell that he and the other knight seem pretty defeated as they're kind of going through their things there.
Well, about that necromancer, he seems to be in the most imminent threat to the town. We were wondering if you had anybody to spare as we head out there to dispatch him.
Well, certainly, I don't think that we can spare anyone, but I know that the town of Phandalin would be quite grateful to you, and Phandalin can likely offer you, and he kind of like looks around for some of the books that Harbin would have left behind, and he shuffles out through a desk and opens up, starts paging it through. It's like Phandalin could likely provide you with 100 gold for moving it if you adventurers feel like you could take this task on.
Well, gold will do me no good if I'm dead. We came
I know,
looking for
I'm sorry.
reinforcements. I don't want to end up like the dear departed from yesterday's
Yeah.
adventure.
We're definitely going to stay here to try to prepare the town and see if we can build any sort of meager defenses, or at least gather the people together to talk about what we would do in case of a zombie invasion.
All right. Well, what do you guys think?
I think we can take on this necromancer. I think we'll be okay.
Godwald, Sparkleblood?
But Sparklebutt's still, yeah, I guess we're good to go. I say we just go deal with the necromancer. Like, it's not going to be as difficult as we think it is, as long as we focus him and not his minions. Because once we knock him out, any magic he holds over his minions will disperse, and we won't have his minions won't be lurking any longer.
Yep.
Yep.
All right. So let's. What do you think, Godwald? I see you talking, but I don't
At
hear
least
anything.
I assume, unless I
Dang it, how'd
make
that
a
happen?
check
Oh,
that states
no one-
otherwise.
Dang it. I wondered what. How did that happen? Oh well. Anyway, so at the last session of the session before, you guys were like, "You're a cleric. Why can't you fight undead very well?" And you were right. And I looked at some of the spells, and they said they were good against this, and undead at the end. And so now I know. And now
So
I have
Godwald-
anti-undead spells. So I feel more confident about this.
Godwald feels strongly about this.
Yeah, we can totally do this.
We have
Alright.
a new member.
So you guys, you're here in Phandalin. There was a funeral this morning. Mirdanadar offered you the meager reward that she could, which is a family heirloom somewhere in the ruins of Thunder Tree's general store.
And,
Talked to.
Is that the same place that was on the Shapeshifters map?
Thunder Tree? Yeah, if you guys want to go back to our Sword Coast map, where we leave Phandalin here.
Ah. Let's see, yes.
So yeah, you notice that location is where her family used to reside.
Well, okay. Do you guys want to go after the? Do you want to go to Thunder Tree first? Because maybe we can find something there that'll be useful in dealing with the necromancer.
Hmm.
Or do you want to go straight to the necromancer and fuck up his day?
Given between those two options, I would vote the second option because the ruin has been a ruin for a while, and that guy is clearly active.
Yeah, Thunder Tree was where that dragon cult is, right?
Oh, yeah.
No, the
Yeah.
Well,
Dragon
that's where
King?
they're
That's
No,
that's where they were gonna head
Where's the
though.
big
They
map?
wanted
That's where they were going.
They wanted the boat so they could go down river
Why
to
did
Thunder
my
Tree.
window freeze?
All right,
Great.
so that means there may be a dragon there. Let's go to Old Alwell first.
I froze, but no, the dragon is to the west of where we're at, or to the east of where we're at. It's off the Triborg Trail.
I love this. So the Alkalites of Tiamat, when he was there to get the boat, he said he was there to pay those orcs and deliver it to Thunder Tree.
Hmm.
So he was basically hired them to move the thing.
All right,
Yeah.
let's go take the necromancer first. I think that'll be easier than dealing with a dragon cult. They're all wizards, and I don't want to deal with that right now.
I
One
mean,
wizard
it's
is
also
better than a
no
group.
secret that when you deal with a dragon cult, you usually have a dragon nearby.
What do we
I
want?
think that's the assumption everybody's made. Sorry.
Yeah.
what's that?
Yeah. Oh, do we
Okay.
just want to? Do we? Where are we at currently? Like, are we by the cart? Like, are we heading out?
You guys
Well,
are in Phandalin. You
I
know,
s- I still
center
want
of
to
town.
ask around, like, are there
Stop by
any
the
warriors
bar,
around
stop
that
by
would?
the inn.
I'm gonna
Minor
head
Join
to the
us.
cart and start getting it ready while you guys figure out what you're doing.
I'm
Okay.
trying to get Roll20 up and running again because mine crashed out.
okay.
Who's most familiar with the town?
Probably the one that grew up here.
I grew up here.
Godwald.
Well, I'm talking about like currently in the town. Who knows everybody
Probably
In your party or just in the town?
in the town?
I mean, probably the mayor,
Is-
Harbin Wester.
who we don't know where or who, what, when he's at.
He's probably at home.
Or there's literally a mark on your map that says Harbin Wester's home.
Okay, so I'm gonna go.
Oh,
I'd like
well,
to go.
again.
Well,
Roll20
he wasn't
working.
Well, you were just at his office and he wasn't there.
Yeah, I'd like to
He
go.
would have been at the funeral. You would have seen him earlier.
Okay.
But then you also went to the town master's hall afterwards and only saw Sildar and the other knight of the Lord's Alliance.
I'd like to go ask him if he knows anybody who might be willing to lend a hand with the necromancer.
So all right, you take some time. You travel over to Harbin Wester's home. You knock at the door. Turns out he is home, and he opens up. You're asking about, hey, is there anyone here who you think could help us? And he would tell you that the only resident in town who used to be an adventurer was Darren Edermath, and he thinks you knows that, and he thinks you've met him,
Yeah,
though he's supposed to be retired.
he gave us a hard no last time.
Well, that's the only person who used to be an adventurer that lives in town. I mean, there's those knights of the Lord's Alliance that are showing up, acting like they are in charge of everything. I know our town falls underneath their land, but he sure is acting like he's in charge
Well, between us,
of everyone
buddy,
here.
between us, they couldn't even
You don't
take
do
out
such a good
a
job.
what's the thing called? The monster that was in the Trassador Manor.
The Nothic.
Nothic.
Yeah. Like between
a
us,
G.
they couldn't even take the Nothic without a fatality. So I kind of agree with you there. But that's between you and me. Shh, mum's the word. All right,
I'm just,
we're
I'm
gonna.
just afraid that they're coming into town to take over. Phandalin's always been its own land, though we've been though we are in the coast of the Lord's Alliance.
They seem to be more concerned about the well-being of the town than taking it over. I think you're coming from a position where you were actually knocked out of power, so I could see where you could see that. But honestly, it does look like they just have the interests of the town at heart.
It's like we do vote here in Phandalin, and I am still the mayor. Maybe you're right though. Maybe I should go and make sure that old Sildar knows.
It's just use your charm, buddy. Use your charm. I pat him on the back, and then I head back to where everybody is and ask them if they're ready to go. I'm like, I couldn't get any help, so let's just go. Let's go ruin some zombies.
Okay, so he leaves. Says goodbye. It's the only person he knew in town who had any kind of the skills you were talking about. All right, so you guys head out.
Should we go ask him one more time?
I mean, what exactly did you ask him?
I don't remember. I was pretty drunk last time. I think we asked him if he wanted to come with us, and I think he gave us a hard no.
Oh, I was referring in general because, like, if you asked,
To Darren over at the
Yeah.
orchard.
I mean, rather than asking if he knew any adventurers, you could have also asked him if he knew any young and upcoming talent that may need the experience.
Oh, I'm not taking kids.
Yeah,
They'll die.
he'd probably be like, oh, let's see, who is it on this sheet? Yeah, Carp
Carp?
Adderleaf. He wants to be an adventurer.
Ooh, buddy, you won't last. You almost
I
fell
don't
down
even
a
see
hole
him.
when we went and
Was
rescued you.
that was the kid in the basement, right?
Yeah.
No, he was the kid that led you to the secret tunnel.
Okay.
Secret tunnel, secret
All
tunnel.
right, so let's
I'll be back in a second.
let's get on the road.
All right.
Is
I'm
Droop
pretty sure you guys did your shopping last time anyway,
Yeah,
so you should
yeah.
be prepared.
is Droop coming with us?
Yeah, he's in the cart with me.
All right. So you guys gathered together as a party. The party of lesser embarrassment, also known as Sparkle Motion. The townspeople definitely know you as Sparkle Motion now, after the night of drinking at the bar and telling of your adventures, having that buying rounds of drinks, making everyone love you even more. Your renown in Phandalin is very high, by the way. You guys have basically like swooped in and rescued this town. So yeah. So then at that point, you are, if you're all ready, I'm gonna check. I don't have a sparkle gem, but everyone else is.
Yeah.
Check.
All right. So let's see. You guys are heading to Old Owl Well. So let's see. We talk about a day's travel ends up being about 3 of these octagons. Is that right? Because one of them is roughly 5 miles. So by cart. 1, 2, 3. Let's see. Oh, I have this huge pile of dice and nowhere to roll them. You guys have your camping order figured out, right? You do your. We just keep that from each time, right? Nobody's switching that up now
Yeah.
in the watch order.
Sounds
Yeah.
good.
Is that the one where
Yeah.
I go first?
Yeah, because we can see in the dark.
Okay. So during our watch, so you guys go. You make it about a day's travel out. Actually, half a day's travel out, and it gets nighttime. You want to settle in about half a day's travel?
That's fine.
Before we leave town, can I restock on rations quick? Because I totally forgot to do that.
Yeah, we could say you did it.
Awesome, thank you. Because I ran to go pee while everybody left town.
Yeah, you're fine.
Awesome, thank you. And they're what, 5 silver pieces a piece?
I think it's pretty inexpensive. Yep. I'll double check it real fast though. But one ration costs 5 silver pieces.
Okay. So buying 10 would be 5 gold pieces.
50 silver pieces, 5 gold pieces. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Stock back up on your food.
Yep. And mark the gold off. Because, gold is a problem for me.
All right. So
All right.
made camp.
All right. So yeah. So you guys, if there was the funeral procession and some walking to the Heritage cabin and back, so you guys can make about a half day's travel. So you could be like right about at the intersection of the Phandalin Trail and the Tribord Trail. Do you set up on the trail, or do you camp off in the woods? What are you guys doing? Do you continue on through the night?
I mean, honestly, we could realistically continue on through the night and just rotate who's driving the cart. And that way we don't lose any travel time.
Yeah. I guess I will. If it's nighttime, I can just continue driving the cart because I only need 6 hours of meditation, anyways. So you guys
Yeah,
want to like
so-
pass out while I'm
Yeah,
driving?
if we want to do 2 hours each, and while you rest up, and then let you just keep going.
Yeah.
We would just all need to make animal handling checks to make sure that we pass our 2 hours.
What would that be?
For you, straight
Uh,
wisdom.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a skill on the one thing. Okay, let's see who drives this horse well.
16.
Jerk does a pretty decent job at it.
23.
Godwall's
Damn.
been watching Taliesin closely.
Damn.
Sparklegem even more so. Taliesin, your numbers are high enough on this that I wouldn't even make you roll, but just for the sake of it, get it out there.
Nice.
He's still
That's-
successful at handling the cart just fine, but we'll call that Droop's roll. And he's into it. He's doing
yeah.
better
That's not
than
He's
Correct.
he's
ever
getting
has
better.
before. Yeah, he's not just whipping them into a frenzy to go running anymore. Now he's like, okay, I get it. We don't want to run there.
Yeah.
So you did not stop in the night. So the sun set, and you are continuing down the Triboard Trail, trying to take turns, getting some rest, as I assume. You don't really have a lot in your cart, so you probably could have a person or two like lying down. There's that crate of object impermanence. Was probably like the biggest object back there, outside of your guys' packs and stuff. As you go through the evening, along the trail, off in the distance, seems to be, like it's coming over a hill. They could be at easy, like, there's a lantern on the front of a cart coming your direction. You guys are both traveling at night, and you're starting to approach one another.
Who would have been driving at this point? Do we know? Like, following.
Help!
1d6.
You hear in the distance a shout, a cry for help.
Help!
I guess. Well, we don't even know who's driving, but let's just charge towards it and wake everybody up. I guess. Like, who
Alright.
was awake? Because the way I would see is those of us that are asleep would have to make a perception roll to see if it was
We
would
just
have
make it.
woken us up.
It's just going to be down the line. So Droop was first, then Taliesin, Jerk, Godwald, Sparklegem. It's still in the evening, so it's about
So I would still be driving.
probably Taliesin in the front of the cart.
So I'll yell back into the cart. Hey, I think there's somebody yelling for help up here, and I'll kind of like kick the reins a bit to like move, not like at a run, but like kind of like a swift jaunter.
They're good horses.
All right.
I do not wake up.
To
To me yelling at you.
okay, so he yells at you. You've decided you're still asleep. I imagine the voice of a person is enough to wake anyone else.
All right, fine.
You don't have to roll for that.
I would say he could roll. They both
Okay.
roll horrible, and I'll just say I woke up and kicked the both of them in the head. Like, come on, guys, let's get moving.
All right.
She kicks you good. 1 point of bludgeoning damage for you sleeping guys who needed to be kicked in the head because she
I
kicked
woke
you in
up.
the head, and that's not very nice.
Unacceptable.
No, I woke up.
Oh yeah,
and that one wakes you
that
up.
one, that one did not wake you up.
Oh.
You guys in your rolls are like you're gonna roll stuff. I'm gonna stick you to it if you're doing it.
Okay.
All right. So,
So
I,
you
I
guys
get up and
Take
I
1 point of bludgeoning damage. You wake up. The other cart is now approaching you a little bit faster. As Taliesin
Help!
Help!
Well, what's wrong? I just shouted him, "Hail and well met,
So-
traveler. What's your issue?"
Stuff! Giant stuff behind!
I pull out my binocular owl and look through it.
All right, so you bring your owl back to from the Fey realm to this one.
Yeah.
And you use your action to see through its eyes at its
Yeah.
distance.
With 120 feet dark vision.
20 feet dark vision. Yeah, you guys had it was quite a ways away that you saw this cart, but there was, like I said, there was a lantern on the front of it, so you knew it was moving towards you. What does Godwald see on this cart?
Because I'm
How
more
big are
worried
they?
about what's behind the cart if he's yelling giant stuff behind.
You continue to see the cart and the light. The light's bright enough and it's dark enough outside that it's difficult to see anything else. But you are continuing to approach. I'm gonna say you guys are at about 80 feet away from each other, and both carts are still moving.
All right, yeah, have the owl look past the cart down the road, down the trail.
That's 120 dark vision on the owl, right? So. No, because that'd be true dark vision, not.
Yep, it's a really cool owl.
It
Is it
has
actually-
true dark.
It says dark vision 120 feet. That's how they say it in 5th.
All right.
It's a fey owl, if that helps.
Oh, okay, that explains
Well,
everything.
it's-
If it's a fey owl.
The familiars are. Okay, we're working this out right now. Sorry.
What did you just say?
We want to
Okay.
know he's able to see in the dark, and they heard your shouts about behind, and they're looking behind the cart.
Oh. Well then, sorry. Yeah, you guys see two hill giants charging in from behind.
Ooh.
Fucker. Okay.
And on the sweet, majestic cart, you could notice on the side of it, it says Lonnie's. With a magical glow.
Okay, well, I yell at Lonnie. I'm like, whatever's on your cart isn't that important. Get in the ditch.
What?
Wait,
Oh,
Uh,
it'll be fine.
We're
How-
talking
We'll
like
slow
the
down.
things.
All right. So
How close?
in the distance behind him, well, they're gonna be a ways off because you saw this cart come over the hill. You guys started hearing this.
Look,
So
okay,
I'm gonna.
Quick,
Can I stop the cart?
I would
Yeah,
say
stop the
quick
cart.
out of character question. Who has the highest strength modifier between us four? Because I need
Alright.
somebody realistically to throw the fuck out of me right now.
I think that like the 3 of us have like a 10 each. Maybe Jerk has more.
No, Jerk probably statted like I did and went with -8 in strength. Or -1.
Yeah.
Everybody give me your perception rolls really fast. So everybody's awake now. We're looking down. We've heard help behind me, help! I just shout back like, whatever's
15.
on the cart's not worth it. Get off!
I got a 19.
All right, so then
15.
these you hear the lumbering footsteps, and you could see large shadows moving off, probably about 2d8 times 10. Another 120 feet behind the cart. The cart's about 100 toward 80 towards you. You've just stopped it. It's continuing to move towards you.
I've stopped the cart. The cart is still moving towards me.
The other cart is moving towards your guy's
Uh,
cart.
And how far away is that?
It was 80 feet and it's moving towards you.
And then the giants are 120 feet.
Farther off in the distance.
The two figures, do they look relatively close to one another?
The big lumbering thuds
Yeah,
you hear
are
in the
the two
distance,
giants
the shadows
close
of
to one
them.
another?
Yeah, because after this cart comes over and you hear this, you see over the hill. Then about 120 feet afterwards, two hill giants lumbering that direction.
Alright. Park the carts in the ditch. Everybody hide. I'll stand here and distract them.
It's not really a ditch on the Tribor Trail, but I get what you're going for.
If we
Yeah,
get
like if everybody can hide themselves and the carts and the shrubberies, the bushes, anything like that, I will personally take care of the giants.
do I have time to make a suggestion to her before they
I
get
think
there?
we're gonna have to fight them.
I was just going to cast color spray, blind the hell out of them for an entire turn while we figure out how the fuck to get out of Dodge so they keep
Well,
wandering.
I suggest we get us
Um,
to the side of the road, and then do you have illusion? Can you cast something in front of us?
I have minor illusion.
That's only a what 5x5.
Yeah,
Space.
5x5. So
I don't
it's
think
not
we can
really.
all.
I
That's
don't
not going to
get
do much.
any decent illusion spells until
You
like.
guys
we're
see
in
you back
the-
there?
The cart moves about another 30 feet towards you. So there's about
Alright.
50 feet away now.
Like I
So
said,
you guys-
I already
you guys have
told
pulled
guys
the cart
my
off to
plan
the
is
side?
blind 'em.
I've hopped down from the cart. As
Wait,
the other
are we in the side of
as
the road?
the
or have we
other
pulled
yeah, we've pulled
Oh,
over to the side of the road.
okay.
As
Pulls the
Lonnie's
reins.
cart is coming past my range, I want to cast spike growth behind his cart across the trail.
Okay, it's about
Right.
50. It's about 50 feet from you. What's
Mhm.
your
150 feet.
150 feet? So 150 feet out.
Well,
50
he's only like
plus
50 feet,
120.
so
Yeah, you could.
I want to
yeah,
do it
so-
in between them and the cart.
So you could do it about 80 feet out, and it reaches 20 feet in both directions.
Mm-hmm. So
That'd be
it's
a good spot.
across the entire trail. So I'll do that.
Taliesin pulls the reins on the cart, stopping it. Immediately stands up and casts a spell.
At least this will slow him
Uh,
down, if nothing else.
You know what? All right, I think we're gonna have to do it. I think we're gonna have to roll initiative.
Okay.
Straight roll or with mod?
Just tell me with your modifier.
8.
Yeah.
Ooh,
5.
it's 21.
Yeah. I don't know.
2.
Um,
And over here, Lonnie's secret roll. All right.
3.
So with these numbers, Taliesin, like I said, jerks the horses to a halt. The cart comes to a stop. He stands up and casts this spell that goes out in between it, and then the next person's turn is driving the other cart.
All right. Well, Lonnie extends his finger at the two giants incoming and just says one word. Kill.
Points a finger. He calmly speaks the. Is he scared? Calmly.
Calm.
Calmly speaks the word kill. And you see both hill giants fall to the ground before they ever reach the spiky terrain.
All right.
What?
Well, that was easy. Whew.
Can you teach me that?
What does
Is it-
this
is
person
this-
look like?
Is this cart still moving? I feel like it hasn't stopped yet.
What?
He's an elf, tannish skin. He's got in black robes. Big like glasses.
The cart is now.
It's slow down.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're either passing him or you're next to him. You're slowing the cart down.
Yep. To a
Alright.
stop.
All right.
Out of combat. Initiative rolls done.
I'd like to ask him what his thoughts on necromancers are.
What?
They're people.
What?
You know, just like anybody else. But I mean, I'm not one. If that's what you're asking. Mm-mm.
What?
No, sir. Mm-mm. You?
Can I do an insight check to see if he's bullshitting us?
You absolutely can.
So, yeah, no, he's telling the
You-
truth.
you know, he
As
feels like-
sarcastic as it is.
Feels like he's telling the truth.
Yeah. Seems right. Seems like he thinks necromancers are just people like anybody else.
But I
And that
mean,
he isn't one.
So, first things first, I guess I'll start by saying I'm going to kind of like stand at the edge of the cart looking over. So you'd only see like maybe just the face of this little gnome with rosy cheeks and blue eyes, hair like half shaved, and the other extended part is dark brown, fading out to like a sun-kissed bleach blonde tip.
Are there dimples?
So much
Of course,
details.
there's dimples. She's a gnome,
Gnomish
And her-
dimples.
and
Apparently
as a
famous.
gnome, very common amongst gnomes. Her nose is just a bit wider than a human's as far as the proportions are concerned.
Are
And
we all
she's just-
describing our characters here? So everybody's gonna do? Yeah.
Okay.
Tell,
and
tell
she's
the-
just
tell
going to
Lonnie
look
what-
at you and be like, well, if you could kill him so easily, well, why were you running?
It was a bumpy cart, you know. Just couldn't leave. Horses were scared.
Fair enough.
Can I want to ask him in Elvish. Where were you going? Like, what? How did you run into these? Did these guys just kind of run in, like, find you on your travels?
Yeah, pretty much. Just saw on the trail, you know, traveling salesman.
I
Traveling at
I'll-
night?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you just got to get to your places.
What did you cast? How did you kill those things in
Oh.
both of them in one shot?
You never seen that before?
No, definitely
Ooh.
not. Last time we saw a hill giant, we hid.
Well,
And he ate
As
our
you-
horses.
oh,
Yeah.
that's not good.
Oxen, nice try though.
Oh,
She does remember it was an ox.
It was an oxen.
I mean, like I said, I'm a salesman. I could tell you it for the reasonable price of 75 gold.
You could sell me this spell?
No, I could say what I cast.
I'm gonna cast, or can I do a knowledge arcana check
Ooh.
to see if I naturally know what he cast?
Arcana check. Yep. You're
Mhm.
anyone proficient in Arcana.
Yes,
can
I
make
am,
this check.
because I just took that. 17.
That's a what
Think
level spell? I
ninth?
think that
Yep.
I don't know
you
what
might
it
have
is.
you might have an idea of something called
Power word.
Power word, yeah.
Power word.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Yep.
you kind of deduce between the use of a single word and then the spell's effect.
You're a control wizard.
All right. Well, I'm gonna hop out of the cart and approach him. So you notice this lanky, medium-sized guy, maybe 5'6", 5'7". He's got a hood pulled over his head. You can see his hands; they're tinted red. You can also notice that with the from the light of your lantern that he casts no shadow behind him.
Oh, spooky.
I am gonna ask you what I say. Like, so you're a salesman, huh? We are
Uh-huh.
actually on our way to a pretty dangerous mission from this town to help keep them safe. Phandalin, maybe you've heard of it. We're a big deal there.
What? Okay.
They are. They
So-
are a big deal in Vandalin.
Maybe we could buy some of your wares that could help us on our
Mm.
journey, or possibly, since you're so adept in combat magic, hire you to escort us.
Well, it's not much of a venture anymore, but the selling, I still do. He cracks his
I mean,
fingers.
If you follow us on this journey, we could associate you with a large amount of new clients who are constantly getting more business than they can handle.
Lonnie doesn't sound. That doesn't sound right for Lonnie.
Have you ever thought about maybe providing for the Knights of, what are they called?
The
Knights-
Lord's
The
Alliance.
Lord's Alliance.
The what? You guys are talking crazy all of a sudden.
Well, they're a big ass group. They're gonna need lots of stuff. We know
Well-
one of their higher ups.
Well, do you know about the Wu Tang Monastery? Those monks are legendary.
Can I
Mhm.
ask? I want to ask him what he has to sell.
Ooh, well, come to the side of the cart and I'll show you.
All
Young
right,
fella.
I'll walk over there.
The cart opens up and you see a bunch of different like wares and everything. The sign at top of the cart lights up.
Are you?
What
you
magical
guys
blow?
roll a Wu-Tang history check.
Does that
You failed first. You
All
didn't
all
know
you
that-
know is they're not something to fuck with.
Did you just miss?
Yes, I adore you guys.
Oh, so what are you looking here today? Because I got one of these things. He pulls out a big hat, puts on it, and since he puts it on, he looks just like Tailson. Ooh,
Hmm.
pretty tricky, eh? Woohoo!
You put a hat on and look just like me now?
Mm-hmm. Now watch this.
Except this one is
I-
wearing a hat.
When I take it off, I don't look like you anymore. Good trick.
Nice.
Do you have anything a little more
Uh,
offensively oriented?
I kind of want to. Well, I want to motion over to, I guess, Sparkle Gem.
Yo,
Like,
what's up?
I feel like this hat would suit you a little bit better.
What hat? Sorry, I was using the restroom.
It's a hat that can turn you into
it-
people.
You can change your form into anybody.
Oh, I wish I knew this before I took this guy's self spell. What's the cost on this hat?
We haven't
Ooh,
we haven't
oh.
haggled yet.
You
nobody's
wanna
talked about
buy it?
prices.
Ooh. How
You're
much
still-
do you guys have? Mm.
What we have here and what we have in total could vary. Depending on your price, will determine what we have to offer.
Okay. Well, I showed you the hat. That's not the top of it all. Okay. Let me show you this. What I got. So he leans underneath his desk and pulls out like a pretty decent sized fish tank, with a bunch of fish in it. Okay. He's like, well,
Mhm.
okay, and then goes to the left of his cart, comes back with like a 3-point trident. He's like, watch this. This is my favorite trick. Ooh, starts saying something about fishies. They gotta go swim. He starts pointing the trident to the left. All the fish go to the left. Pointing to the right. They go to the right. They're just following his command.
I could be a real mermaid.
You see, now we got this. This is what they call a fish commander trident. It's pretty good. I like it. What do you guys think?
Let's see.
I
Would
think
that be
we're closer to
Let's
the
pull out the
ocean
map.
and be more useful?
what? What is that? What is that considered? Would that be a pole arm, or is that wouldn't be like, or would it be like a spear?
regular as a trident.
It's not like
Well,
a.
tridents are specifically classified as an exotic weapon.
It's just classified as a trident in 5e.
Okay.
Yeah, which tridents are exotic if I do remember correctly.
You're always remembering previous versions of the game. Always.
Fuck off. Just because I've been playing for like ever doesn't mean anything.
I just didn't know if I could actually use a trident or not. but
Name
I-
trident.
You
Oh
guys-
no, it's considered a martial melee weapon.
The
So
exotic
you're
weapon
proficient with
penalty
martial.
doesn't show up as often in this as it does in 3.5.
I
It's
can't. I can't use it. Can anybody use it?
I can.
It's
Yeah, but
Um,
you're refusing to go help with
no.
us.
No,
Yeah,
I don't.
maybe if you came along, you could use
Whoa.
it and show it off,
Yeah,
along
it's-
with all these other wonderful items.
Trident
Kind of
is not
put
a
on
finesse
show
weapon.
to convince us to sell them or to convince us to get them.
No.
No.
So do you have anything
No.
a
I'm
little
gonna show.
a little
I got
more
one.
finesse oriented?
Oh, finesse. Yes. FEINSE. Finesse. Okay, so he puts the tank away, pulls out a bag and a little petri dish of water. No, so it was like, all right, now watch this. See, you're in like a little jam, you need cleaning. You take a little pinch of this dust, throw it right here, and watch. It just dries up the dust to like a single little ball. And so, if you just want to carry this around, you can. If you ever want to go back to water, you just push right in on it. Whoa, see? Peers right back in the water. It's even great against little
It's just a
elementals.
generic magic item. I don't have a picture for this one.
I don't think so.
How much?
I think it's just a
how
bag.
much dirt can that collect? How much like
Yeah,
dust
it's
can
true.
that collect?
What? I mean, there's a lot of dust in this bag, sir. What was your name? I don't remember. You didn't tell me.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't introduce myself. My name is Jerk.
Oh, hi, Jake. I'm Lonnie.
Hey, Lonnie. I figured your name from the giant neon sign.
Oh, that's good. You got good perception.
So we're heading east,
Oh.
and they were
Yep.
heading west. And this is two things now that would be easier to sell on the coast than the way we're going.
Well, that's where I'm going.
Do you have
Coast
anything?
City.
Do you have anything good against necromancers
Well,
Or undead specifically.
or undead?
well, I got this medallion. If you put it on, like so, I can hear your thoughts. Godwald, where do you think?
How much?
Yeah,
I
what are
like
you
that.
thinking?
That
What are you
was
thinking?
great.
He can hear your thoughts, Godwald. What
much-
What does Lonnie hear?
Guys, I gotta take care of something really quick. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Spend all the money.
Yeah, you see him. You see him put this,
I,
put this medallion on, and he looks at you, and he hears something in your head.
I'm still trying to figure out how he did that thing with the giants with one word.
So that's all you're thinking about is power word?
Yeah, I don't even know that much. Most of
And
the stuff
he-
I do is like these weird, elaborate
Yeah.
chants and things.
You're pretty impressed by how he knows exactly what you thought.
Yeah, someone's impressed. Lonnie's got him. Woo! Sale coming.
Sale coming.
What about this staff? Hold on now. Hold on. This is squirmy. Throws it on the ground. Turns it to a little medium-sized python.
That is totally up Talison's
Yeah.
alley, and I feel like we need to wait for him to come back to properly
talk
react
about
to
it.
this
Yeah.
weapon.
Well,
You
after
what?
he comes
Okay.
back from behind the tree, he went to go pee on. He sees like a snake wiggling around and tries to talk to it.
And he runs up
He
trying
would,
to
yeah.
seduce the snake.
Yeah. He needs a
He's
new
gonna
pet.
bard. He's gonna
I
bard
also-
that snake real hard.
What about these cool pipes? They're got a cool haunting sound when you blow into them.
Wait,
Yeah,
like
like-
a flute?
Yeah, it makes that. It's haunting and eerie. Ooh, spooky.
So seeing a flute being pulled out, like Sparkle
Right.
Jim would have jumped out of the cart at this point, just running towards it, trying to grab it from his hands to inspect further. Like,
No, she's charging up at the cart. She's moving forward. She's very, very interested in your item.
Back off.
but as a flute player, I just want to inspect it a bit further to see how
Lifts it up a little higher. You notice it's
easily I can
bagpipes.
adjust it. Oh, it's bagpipes.
Mhm.
And at that, you just see Sparkle Bottom go sulk underneath the cart, like, just grabs a stick along the way and starts drawing in the dirt.
Now, I also
that's
got
pretty
these
cool.
cool.
It's pretty cool.
Ooh.
Well,
cool.
so would you want to basically know more about it? That what you're trying to do?
Well, I was trying to see, like, if I would be able to play it proficiently or not, or if it's something I would be unproficient in due to
Ye-
the fact that I am proficient with the Fawn's flute.
Are you proficient with wind instruments? I think that's the only thing you need to be proficient with. Like for this
I
one.
think it's specifically Pan's flutes that I'm proficient with. I have to look into it a bit further.
In 5e, there are two different proficiencies affecting musical instruments.
Pan
Performance and that instrument individually.
You
Pan
said
flute.
what? Yeah, Pan's
Pan
flute
flute.
individually is what I would be proficient in.
I think that looks like a flute that you could play.
I just call it a bagpipe. If it's a flute, then say it's flute.
Yeah, like if it's a flute, then it's definitely something that like
She could use it. She could use it with a. It is a breath instrument, exhaling and covering,
okay,
opening
so it'd be
holes.
like the
That's
same hand motion, like same generalization.
Oh, it is totally
Yeah.
like a flute.
yeah.
I
It
like
really
that,
is.
man. Yeah, like you're right. Oh, that hat's cool too. But
That's,
does
the
this?
hat's not what I thought it was at all. Yeah.
yeah. And also, I got these cool gloves. Check this out, guys. He walks right by each one of you. Now check your pockets. You got nothing. I got all your money. Here you go.
What?
These are
How's-
cool magic gloves.
Yeah, he he walks through you. He just quickly gets down off the cart.
Little
And
sleight
he's
of
like,
hand.
"Hey!" Jumps back up and is like, "Hey, check your pockets." And when you do, you notice that he was able to take these items from you, and then he hands them back.
So what is it exactly you are looking for these items?
Gold.
What is the price on each one individually?
Oh, that's tough. Which one do you get your eye on? Let's start there. Lonnie's working them now.
I mean, that also depends. Do you offer a discount if you buy more than one item at a time? Because
Ooh.
obviously, with exotic, expensive weapons like this, for return customers, you must off, or even to get us to want to buy from you, you would offer a small deal.
Are you asking to be a part of Lonnie's reward membership club team?
There's a membership club? Of course. What are the details to this membership?
Well, it starts with a deposit of 5 gold.
Okay, and what's the benefits for our 5 gold?
1, you get this cool card. It's got Lonnie's face on it. I drew it. I'm Lonnie. These check mark boxes, 5 in total. Woo! Participation. And then, once you get them all filled up, you get yourself a free special item of Lonnie's choice. Woo! Spins the card around the air.
How much was the card?
5.
Right? Like, I'll go ahead and just buy the membership for the party right now.
Oh! And you just need one since
Oh.
you're all together. Here you go, guys.
Wow,
I'll mark that 5 gold
Nice.
off.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that was improv or not, but if it was, like, congratulations. I really enjoyed that.
Oh, it totally is. Oh, all right. So,
So, and I'm sorry, I heard the last thing I heard from Dahlia. The other.
You missed a staff that turns into a snake.
Yep.
medium-sized python. Medium-sized python, everybody.
Medium
It
size
takes
python.
up its own full square and is the size of at least a gnome.
Or
I
half.
may have seen this python before, actually.
So
Is it the same python that, like, helped us way back in the day?
It's a magic python, just to the stick. Did you see the stick before?
How much would you like for that?
Well, that's why I asked him. We
Yeah.
need generalized prices for each individual items because obviously all these items interest different members of the party. So if we have a base price of where we need to start from,
yeah, I'm sure we'll all buy something.
Oh, okay, okay. Well, want something. Isn't that the story of life, guys? So, staff of the python. This little thingy, I could probably go for 800 gold.
800 gold.
Yeah.
Sparkle Joe's just going to like laugh hysterically and then jump on the cart, grab the reins, and be like, "You guys ready?"
I do not have 8 gold, sir.
No, for
Oh.
800 gold for a single
Well,
magic item that does something not worth that price. And hey, Godwall, don't we still have a special little book that would even be worth trading that would double that value of the use of a python stick?
You suggesting a trade with Lonnie?
Well, I'm just stating. Well, it's more like what I'm trying to say is more like first off, your prices are outrageous. Like
well,
we have books worth more than more value than a stick that turns into a snake.
well, that was the only first item I said. Oh, Lonnie's hurt. Lonnie's
Like you're
feeling.
charging enough to more
you've
than what the
drawn-
average villager makes
Hmm.
to retire.
Well, that's what I'm trying to do. Try to
Oh, you're
retire.
trying to retire? You do realize it only costs about 500 gold pieces to buy a home and retire in Phandalin.
Not for Lonnie. Oh, he needs it all.
You've pulled me into this conversation, I guess. This is like I still haven't seen anything that would really help. us, since most of us are more magically inclined
I mean, you do have a point there.
than solving things
I
with
feel like
poking them with a fork.
A medallion through people's thoughts and also magic gloves that allow you to walk through people and steal stuff would
I
probably.
mean, the
be
magic
really good
gloves,
for
the
a rogue.
hat.
Yeah,
even
I
though
want I want
have
one of
As well as
those.
that.
stealth,
But then you guys get 2 disguise selves, people. Pew, pew, pew.
So
You have 2 rogues, and that I don't think is bad. All 3 of those items are great for you guys. I could also use the medallion if you guys don't want to buy that from him.
I mean, the medallion's useless to me because I have to wear this thing, and she just pulls out her own medallion and tucks it back into her shirt quick.
so I'm gonna ask him if he's got anything else.
Oh, I do. I got the best for last. He pulls up and drags out another large tub of water outside the cart, slips a ring on his finger. He's like, "Watch this and be amazed." He's walking on top of the water.
Water walking! That's cool.
I have interest in your gloves.
My gloves?
The
You
gloves.
do.
Ooh. Well,
But the only thing is, I've only got about 300 gold.
Don't lie to him. You have 200. Stop making yourself seem better than you are, jerk. It's okay. And Sparkle Gem is just going, tap him on the back and then speak Thieves' Cant in his ear and go, "Dumbass, you never admit what you actually have. Learn
She's
basic
right.
negotiation."
she's right.
I like this guy.
Wait, you speak Thieves' Cant?
Yeah, you don't?
Well,
What?
how about I
Oh,
give you?
man.
Does
how-
God and Taliesin listen to them talking about where to go to eat later?
Yeah, so in
Right.
Thieves' Cant, I ask him, I'm like, how's 200 and I owe you a favor, son,
For what?
for the gloves?
Mm, you know what? Maybe not these ones, but I got some ones that are close to these that'll be just as good. He walks on his cart, and when you look, you turn around behind you, and you see him there without noticing him. These are pretty nice. I would probably give them to you about for 200.
All right, now,
What's happening?
how'd you get over there? Was that the gloves, or are you just naturally inclined to disappear?
Column A, column B, maybe.
All right, I'm gonna what do I roll to see if he's lying?
Insight.
Oh, you want to insight check him? Yeah.
Yeah. +1, so
Ooh.
20.
I
Is so does he? So is it column B?
So is he bullshitting, or as far as Jerk can tell?
As far as you make it tell, you kind
Because
of
a
flow in
20
this.
is the best.
Mm,
One of them.
wh-
If you want to
could-
do it technically
Don't
and
you
leave
have
it
a
up to the
perception?
dice, you could roll a d20 for
okay.
deception
mm.
and just compare.
Well,
it to numbers,
I
and
would've-
whoever gets
I would've-
higher wins.
Actually, I
would've
should have
probably
done
made
deception.
you-
My deception is a +4.
Well, no. I'm saying since you're doing the.
Oh, no,
side
yeah,
of,
I'm
is he
trying to
bullshitting,
figure out-
you
it
have
should've
to
been-
too late.
insight.
It
Should have
If
it's too
he's
late. It rolls out.
bullshitting,
yeah, no, it's fine.
he should have
It's still a 20. 20.
done a deception.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
with the rolls. If the rolls out, it's out. Like that's what you did, right?
It's a 20,
Mhm.
21.
Yeah.
I think.
21. Okay.
Yeah. So if you're lying, you would roll a deception, compare it, and then yeah.
hmm You have like a strong indication that he was just sneaky, but you're not 100% confirmed, but you're like 80-20 that he's just sneaky.
All right. Well, I tell him I'm going to pass on those because I know it's a sneak when I see one.
Oh, well, check your pockets again. Oh, look, your gold's back in my hands. Here you go.
Thank you.
What do those gloves do?
Make it easy to steal stuff, and
It's a sleight of hand boost, I assume.
you can get these
Yes.
maybe some other stuff. Some thievings.
Okay, so
If they helped with like something useful like trap removal,
I
I'd be
am-
interested, but not really
so
impressed
as
here.
a group, what are we all interested in at the moment? Because the hat sparked my interest,
On those,
but it's of not full use to me. Like I could live with or without it.
does-
The amulet, I'm not worried about for my personal use. Maybe one of you might want to pick that up, but it is an interesting amulet. But the gloves and the flute are the two things that I personally am thinking to negotiate. Because what I'm thinking is if we get all the items we want together and do a group offer, we might be able to get a better deal due to the fact that he'd be getting a larger sum of money at once rather than one or two people buying an item. Instead, it's like, oh, we'll buy 4 items, but we're definitely getting a discount.
okay. Well, does he have the hat on? Did he hear that whole thing?
Sure did.
Oh, yeah.
Wait,
But
Nice.
didn't have the hat
Nice.
on.
well, first off, I'm immune to all scrying magic with my amulet, so you wouldn't be able to mind read me. You wouldn't be able to do any of that crap.
Well, wait,
Are
hold on.
you saying this out loud to
Whoa.
us,
But
though?
yeah, you're saying that so
Well,
loud
that's
from
true.
the cart.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, you are speaking it, but
that's
she
true.
does have a piece of equipment called a ring of mind shielding. She's immune to magic
That's
that
what it is.
lets people read her thoughts.
Yeah, you guys are just
Um,
talking from the cart.
So
I forgot about
I
that.
want to do something.
And you can hear everyone else's thoughts that's listening to you.
But I don't have the medallion on right now because I trust you guys.
How's
wanna-
for
I
those?
could listen to everyone's thoughts.
No.
No, that's right.
With the medallion, you would.
I want to do something. I want to pull from my bag the Sentinel Jade Frog statue and say,
Oh.
I have this wondrous item.
Oh, it's 9 o'clock. I gotta go. Be back in a couple minutes.
I
We're
have
going
th-
to do 4 hours of shopping again.
I have this item. It's a wondrous item. This is an artifact. Would this get me anything?
So he
What's
has
it do?
what he has is a figurine of power that summons a frog.
A giant
Yeah.
frog.
A really
Like
cool
a
frog.
giant
Hmm.
frog that can then grapple people and do a couple of different attacks. But it's one of the figurines of power, one of the
But-
animal figurines. You would recognize it as like that set.
Oh. I recognize
Uh,
that set.
Hmm?
I recognize it as a set.
Yeah, you would
Yeah.
recognize it
Okay.
as a piece from that set.
Mm.
Yeah, it can grapple people and also swallow them whole.
Ooh. So what's its name?
I haven't named it. I
Oh.
I've never summoned him.
What's wrong with you? Why wouldn't you summon this cool guy? Okay. So, Lonnie likes this one. What are we talking about here?
Well, I'm just
what
saying.
are
I mean, do you? So
So basically, he's
And-
obviously interested. So try for an item that
Yeah,
piques
let him-
your interest.
Yeah, let him do it.
Sorry,
I'll speak in
I'm gonna
Elvish.
go for a cigarette.
And ask him. This is a very rare item. Do you
Oh.
have any? I'm clearly, and I kind of like point to the way that I'm dressed. One of the druidic type. Do you have anything that would assist me? Because we're going to be. A wizard friend of ours just told us about a couple of things that a couple of missions that we're on that are going to be quite dangerous. Is there anything that you could help with to assist me on these travels to make our travels a little bit easier?
Ooh, travel easier. Oh.
I know
Lonnie
that
has a couple.
we're going to be dealing with some undead here soon, and there was word of possibly a dragon in the future.
Ooh, scary. Okay. Well, dragon busting. I got a sweet cloak that makes you look like a manta ray. I forgot to show that one off.
A cloak that makes you look like a manta ray.
Yeah. When you put it
Hmm.
on there, you can get the little gills on the neck. Yeah. You get fast too in the water. I won a couple bets. Don't tell nobody I cheated.
Does it actually turn you into a manta ray?
Mm-mm. It just makes you better breathe underwater and swim faster.
Oh, you can breathe underwater and swim faster.
Yep.
Your movement becomes like 60 feet.
Oh damn. Because I know that I can shapeshift into certain things, but I don't know if I have the ability to shapeshift into water animals yet.
But if you could, then somebody else could do it. So then you guys got two people. So you want to
Right.
split up the party.
So
Kind of uneven
I'm
there.
definitely interested in
Mm.
the amulet
Oh, the amulet. Okay. Okay.
to read minds. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, it is. It's a Lonnie
and then,
favorite.
do you have
Uh,
anything that would possibly give a boost to defense?
I got this book. Now, if you put it around your body a little bit, get a couple more, you'll be defensive.
If I put a bunch of books around my body?
Yeah, it's helped Lonnie before. Have you ever tried it?
No.
Huh. Well, maybe they're just weird out here in this place.
How does it
They-
work?
Well, you take one book here, you slide it in your armor like this, and then you get another one, do this, and then, yeah. And like if someone tries to hit you with a sword doesn't go through because you got books, knowledge. But I also got this wrinkly cloak. Some people said it can help you a little bit. Some said not enough. But Lonnie says just right for you.
All right. Would you take how much would you want for these two items?
I'll take the artifact and 200. 200 Lonnie thinks is good.
How about the artifact in 150?
190.
170?
175.
Okay.
Shake.
I do.
Now we have the magical spellbound now.
So
And
minus
just because you
100.
did that, gonna poke a hole in your punch card, sir.
1 of 5.
Mhm.
Sweet.
And that was the medallion? Or
That was the medallion and the cloak.
The cloak of protection +1.
Sweet.
okay. Not the cloak of the mana ray. All right.
No.
So that adds 1 to your AC and saving throws when you use this cloak.
All right, so what I miss?
You missed the sale of a medallion of thoughts and a cloak of protection
+1.
+1 in
the-
exchange for the Sentinel Jade statue and some money.
All right, I have something you may be interested in.
Ooh,
well.
Lonnie's eyes light up. Who is this?
You see me pull out of my bag a golden sun elf statue, and
Oh.
I tell you, this is gold. So
Oh, it's gold. Do you think Lonnie knew what gold was, eh?
it
Hurtful.
Hurtful.
it's valuable on its own, but it also has a special ability attached to it.
Go on about the ability.
It is one
it
charge
is
of augury. Sorry.
That's fine.
You're
Um,
an augury.
So it'll let you know if you're walking into a good situation or a bad situation. Um, I think that pair of gloves would be more useful to me,
Well,
given our chosen profession.
mm, I see what you did there, he says in Thieves' Camp. Okay, okay. So, taking the statue, the Sun's Elf Gold statue, as someone once told me. I wonder who. um, any gloves of thievery. So we want these +1s. Let's see. You know what? Lonnie thinks this is a fair trade. You said you wanted the gloves and just the. You just want the gloves, right?
Yeah, just the gloves.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay. Is
Thank you very
everybody else
much.
done?
And let me do this for you. Punch number 2. You guys are almost halfway there.
Is everybody else done right now?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Unless
Is there anything you wanted before I go? Cause
the cloak that Taliesin got,
okay.
No.
Other than that, is there
which
anything?
I might try and buy off of Taliesin because he's out of money.
Is there any other items anyone else is looking at?
Nope.
Nothing here.
Okay. Did we ever decide what the stomach book was called?
Stomach
what?
book.
Yeah,
Oh,
my
the
tummy
book that came out of him. Yeah, we did. It was a journal of some kind, wasn't it? Didn't you take it to use as a
No,
book?
that one was the journal that I found in the manor.
So are these
I'll
gloves?
have to go back and look. I'll
Are
have to go
these
back and look at
gloves of
notes.
thievery?
They're not the regular ones. These are gloves of thievery, just +1. So they don't make you invisible. You get the +1 sleight of hand check and pick locks check.
So we'll do it. I'll make a custom item for it so that I can report normally. I'm
Okay.
putting them all of them to the side over here.
So gloves
so that
of
I can
minor
do this
thievery.
Okay.
gloves of light pilfering.
Minor.
Minor
Light-
pilfering.
Light pilfering.
Minor larceny.
All right. I took the Sun Elf statue out of my inventory.
Cool.
Oh yeah. I need
Minor
to
larceny.
Yeah, pull that
remove this guy.
jade statue
Okay.
out.
Yep. I just
So-
removed it.
Since I don't know what the book is, instead, Sparkle Gem is going to run back to the cart and grab her.
You have another
crate.
book though.
Well, the spell book is given to Godwald, and that's in his possession still.
Oh, okay.
Because
Yeah.
I traded him that for something. I don't remember. Oh, the necklace.
I
The
asked
ring.
him. I asked him
Oh,
what he
was it
thinks.
the ring? I don't
The ring
remember
was
what-
involved in that trade.
Okay. But she's going to go run back to the cart and grab her crate,
Okay.
and she's going to be like,
Don't trade him in the crate.
"It's my crate.
We need that.
Why do you need my snake crate? I'm the only one who
So-
could fit into it."
Yes.
So Sparkle Gem, you're bringing up the crate of object impermanence off of the
Yes.
cart.
Yes.
Okay.
We don't
And
need
as
to.
she like grabs it off the cart, like you see tears starting to form in her eyes.
You want to control fish that much?
No, I'm not looking for the trident. I'm looking for the hat and the flute.
What's the flute do again?
I was never told. It makes spooky noises.
Like any flute when Jerk is playing?
Okay.
Yes.
thanks.
Yes.
All right. So
I never heard the
Lonnie.
perks of what the flute did.
So what she's offering is called the crate of object impermanence. It casts
Well,
pass
going-
without trace on the objects inside of it and itself.
so
So
it gives you a +10 to your stealth check.
yeah,
Ooh.
And to kind of
Great.
show you, instead, she's just going to be like, this is one of my most precise or prized possessions. I will require at least 2 items for you to actually gain control of this due to the fact that the value of it becomes imminent. You can hide anything, including yourself. And she's just going to crawl underneath it quick.
So
like,
as she crawls
kick it
underneath it,
in.
you would see it be difficult to focus on the crate, I
The
suppose.
crate itself and like
Yeah.
forget she even crawled underneath it.
Well, you find it difficult to focus on the crate.
Okay. And then she's going to crawl out and be like, everything inside of it is hidden from all eyes. But it will cost you the hat and the flute.
But they're my because they're so cool. Ah.
Yeah, but imagine being able to crawl your way through any situation, disappearing at your own will.
And then if you get caught, you can make a snake.
It's literally the Metal Gear Solid box, is what I'm offering you.
Essentially, it's the
The
item
Metal
that I-
Gear Solid box.
Metal Gear.
Huh. Feel like I've heard that one before.
Metal Gear.
Let's see. Pipes. Well, the pipes are calling. All right. Lonnie will do it if you throw in 100 gold.
How about we call it 75? I'm a little on the broke side right now because, you know,
Haggle harder.
I've had to.
75. Okay. You know what? I like that number.
All
But
right.
Lonnie will give you a warning. This hat, it is kind of like one of these top hats. If someone takes a sword, they could take it right off. And if they did, a bunch of weird, wild magic might pour out. And it's not good, let me tell you. Ooh.
Oh, it's a
He
hat
wipes
that
his brow.
causes wild magic surge.
if it's cut.
So if we destroy the hat, wild magic surge.
Don't
is
break
cast.
magic things.
And the pipes, and you mark off.
Yeah, I gotta get rid of the. And as
Look-
like she's handing the box
right of
over,
object
she just
improvements and that
starts
100 gold.
crying uncontrollably.
Uh-oh.
Because you know
Well,
this
Yeah.
has been her bed for the past like 3 months. That's been
2 weeks.
either way. That's like her little home away from home. So she just starts crying uncontrollably as she goes and sits on the back of the cart.
Lonnie sniffs it.
3 weeks.
Does somebody sleep in this? What the hell? You guys would do it.
There's just
Not
like
really.
a tea stain in one of the corners. Like
Oh, that's
I
so
want my
gross.
money!
Sounds like he wants his money back.
So I want to. I
so,
want
I
to.
gotta mark all that off.
Punch card 3.
ask
So
him
what
what
do
he
the punch
thinks
cards
of my teeth.
Do.
What's
Like
that?
Oh,
Chris,
Okay.
what did you say?
I wanted to ask him what he thinks of my teeth collection.
Oh,
What
well,
about the dead pixie inside of your jar? That might entice
This
him a
looks-
bit more.
this looks like a lot of teeth.
Yep.
We've been collecting. Oh, I hope you never run into the teeth fairy, my good sir.
Is he a real thing?
Oh, sir, I hope you never run into it. Oh, sir. Oh,
So,
sir.
I have another question for you. Do you have anything else
Sure.
with you?
I
Ouch.
have a music box that makes that exact sound, sir.
Mute your mics while you're not talking.
It's a good sound. I liked it, sir. Did you like it?
I did.
Oh,
I
that was
enjoyed it.
my phone. I am so sorry.
But I'm not really looking for a music box. I'm looking for something a little more
Why
stabby.
not? Do you
Do
not
you-
like the arts?
Do you deal in weapons at all?
I got this trident, remember? Woo, fish! Yeah.
I don't understand how to use a trident. I just like
Oh.
little stabby stabbers.
You see the
Little
pointy
stairs.
ends? You
Uh-huh.
poke them into people.
I don't
That's
think
it.
I don't think I'd be very good at that.
Oh, I see. You don't got guns.
No, no
Ronnie
guns.
flexes his little tiny arms.
You know what?
Pew, pew.
That reminds me of someone. Have you ever met Herda? Herda
What's a
Roshi?
herd? What's a what?
He's a muscle wizard. You should see him if you go to
What?
actually if you ever end up in Waterdeep. He's on a trip there. I would check him up. You might enjoy the muscle wizard.
Okay, Muscle Wizard and Herda. Okay, okay.
All right.
I mean, Lonnie's probably fairly well traveled. If he's ever been in this area before, he probably
Mhm.
know the local hedge wizard of Phandalin.
Are you guys doing like any knowledge checks on this guy?
No, but I will ask
Yeah.
him in.
Does hair to count as nature?
I've been enjoying the role play.
I'm gonna do a knowledge
What's that
check
again?
right now.
I would say one, I could do a knowledge check, and two, I'm going to ask him straightforward if he's familiar with the hand at all.
The hand? I have two.
Okay.
This is what you mean? Was that some sort of like thieves guild out here?
They're a,
How much are
they're
you
a
willing to tell
group
this guy?
of secret agents. Let's just
Oh.
say that.
Oh, they're like Kilmorian rats. I gotcha, and the UAs. Okay, okay. And the Zandorian Blackstorms. I gotcha. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I see what you're putting down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but they're jerks.
Who
You
is?
only
The
say they're
hand.
jerks because you
Oh.
wear hats.
Why?
Because I'm a boy, they put me in jail.
That doesn't sound like what a hand should do.
No.
That sounds terrible.
It was terrible.
Yeah,
Aw.
no, obviously, Godwald, that seems
Well.
totally legit.
For the low price of 50 gold, you can get this sweet tiny violin if you like. Would you like
You
it?
didn't tell me what it was.
For 50 gold,
it
a
was
tiny
nothing
violin.
Regardless, I said I was going to ask him straightforward and do a history check, but that history
Oh.
check clearly failed.
I feel like I'm gonna have to hard call you guys on either typing in what it is here, like something like insight, like telling me before you roll it, or if you
I
just
did
roll
say
it
I was
and don't
going to
tell me, then
ask
we
and do
re-roll.
a history check.
So you said a small violin for 50 gold. What were you gonna ask him?
No, I was asking. We already discussed it. That's
Oh,
all.
okay.
Never mind. Don't worry about it.
Gotcha.
So I ask him if the violin is just for when I'm sad.
I mean, it could be, or for others. Seems to activate around sadness.
Does it
would
actually
it be,
activate, or do I have
like-
to play it?
So would it
Oh.
activate as I'm sitting there sobbing? Like,
I mean, you're hearing it when he was talking about how sad he was, and it's been going on. So could be the two could coincide, guys. 50 gold. Come and get it.
I mean, honestly, at this point, if we just buy something small and cheap, we could get the last punch we need to get a free magical item.
All right, I'm gonna buy the tiny violin because that sounds too good.
All right, you still have your own one tiny violin.
You should have
Tiny
countered
violin?
offered.
That doesn't sound like a real thing.
How much? How much was the tiny violin?
50 gold.
So,
50.
50
Make sure to mark that off.
so
buddy.
Doing it right now.
All right.
I'm gonna plug that. That's your fourth one. Woo! One more, guys.
Wait, fourth one, because I traded for 2 items.
Yeah, that's one transaction.
Oh, you counted by transactions. You said purchase of items originally on the membership.
You didn't
I'm
read the
sorry.
card, did you?
You haven't been listening.
That's right.
Reading
Oh,
the
no.
card explains the
It's not
card.
here.
Godwald's the rule guy around here. I see. He's got you guys.
Yeah,
like this.
there was. I once heard a tale of one merchant who gave out a complimentary card that could be redeemed after 5 stamps, and when it was turned in, he would call that customer the best.
Huh.
That was the
Sounds like-
compliment.
Well, we were promised a free item of his choice. Unfortunately, I have a feeling we're going to end up with sticks.
Nope. I don't
Well-
got any sticks. I'm out of that today, guys.
Did Taliesin get that?
We got that one staff.
No, Taliesin did not get the snake staff. If
You-
we
Nope.
we might be able to both pitch in and buy it as a present for him.
How much is it?
Aw.
Wasn't there also? Didn't he say for 75 gold would teach us power word? Or
No,
something
he
like
would
that?
tell you
No,
the name
he
of the
would
spell.
Yeah, he would
us
tell
the
you what
name
it
of the
was.
And
spell,
tell you
Oh.
how.
but-
Well, he said he would tell you how he did that thing he did, which
Yeah, which I mean, I already kind of have a
he
general idea.
not only did he
of
kill
what
a
he
thing,
did,
not only did he kill a thing with a word, he did so to two things at once.
which is the confusing part. Like how he got two at once is why I'm sitting here like that's the mind-boggling.
All right. I could throw in
God, there's
100.
no wizard abilities that ready a spell and then let you do two.
No,
None,
there's totally feats
none
that
in the
let you
entire
do that.
entire universe
I
of
totally
D&D.
forgot
It's
about
impossible.
feats. I totally forgot about feats for a second.
Or
Okay.
magical items that got the spell stored. Just
Right. You saw it. It was fucking incredible. They were hill giants. You know how terrifying those things are, and they dropped dead. And then they offered to tell you
said
something
you
for
have 100
75
gold?
gold. That's a hell of a way to introduce yourself. Lana. I appreciate
How
it.
about instead of this, we'll offer 150 for the snake stick.
It what? It turns into a snake.
Yeah. It's a stick that turns into a snake.
Yeah.
It's like summoning an animal.
Mm,
And
I
now
don't know.
look at him and be like, this the reason why we want this one so badly
Can,
is as a
can we-
present,
Can you
Lonnie would
cast
like
cast
this
it?
pipe.
as a gift of thanks to our druid.
Are you asking if it
Aw,
could
guys.
be used as an arcane focus, Godwald?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
You Faeruners are just
Yeah.
strange.
Huh, that'd be fair.
Like,
But yeah,
it's like
so
Hmm.
my first offer will be 150 for the snake stick.
Hmm. That's a little low, guys.
I did give
Fine.
you an
That's really
artifact.
not.
Yeah, and this
Oh.
it is as a surprise present for
there's been
him
a-
as well, is what we've explained.
How's it a
just-
surprise? He's
you
standing
just-
right there.
You just ruined the surprise.
Shh. He can't hear us. He's busy playing with Drew.
All right, you're RPing with him. I'll be back. I have to use the restroom. It's
Okay.
happening. It's all canon now.
Oh no. Okay.
Mm.
And you said
Mm.
that was a little low, so how about we do 225 final offer?
225. Hmm.
Because unfortunately, with all the other things we've already bought, our bank accounts are a little low at the moment.
Oh, the coffers run low. I see. I see.
At this point, it is copper.
You're selling copper. Dirty cobalt copper.
Oh my goodness.
Oh no! I hope
Oops.
it's.
Boots much?
Oh no. Okay. Let's see. Mm. Okay, I'll do 225.
Awesome. Jerky, mark your one. I'll mark my 125.
And then look at that. You guys met me today, and you got the punch card filled. That's like a first.
Nice.
Give me a good old second. I'll find you something. Well, let's digging through here. They don't need any swords. Those are stupid. Axes. No, I can't get rid of red glow. That's my favorite. Reminds me of Cog. And then
Wait, COG, like Gears of War?
no, like Cog, like my buddy from Graceland. He's an orc, you know, good guy, half orc. And him and Edvard and Citri and Eliza, oh, they're great. I love those guys. Yeah, I miss them. I know. Stay focused, Lonnie. Well, I got this for you guys as gift for getting all 5. I'm gonna give you guys this. Puts on top of the cart. Oh, it's like a basin. Actually, it pulls out from the cart. Puts in front of it, it's a basin full of water. See, this, you guys, is really neat stuff. To the untrained eye, it looks just like some water. But Godwald, my friend, can you put your hand in there?
I do not trust this man.
Why don't you trust me? Ah, I'm just here. Here, it hurts.
Watching Godwald deny the guy, Sparkle Jump's going like
I am
rut openly,
not
kind of with a little
putting
bit
my
of
hand in a
disdace,
barrel of
and just
water
sticks her hand in the barrel.
under the command
So-
under. This guy has proven that he could control fish. I don't know if he was going to tell them fish to do something to me, just 'cause I didn't buy anything.
Just ask you to put
So
your hand in it.
you put your hand in the jar, and all of a sudden you see this
No,
like
I don't.
Or you
water.
don't? Just
No, I
anyone.
said
Normal
I
rat-
did.
All right,
Yeah.
Sparkle Gem. Sparkle Gem puts her hand. in
So
there.
when you put your like hand in the jar, you see like the waters like flow up, all like wrap around your arm in like the shape of like this like water like lizard or like dragon or like snake just kind of pops up, just flowing. They're like, oh, it's Aqui. I love this guy. Hey, don't buy it. No. They're gonna be with you now, buddy.
So what we see is like this little water
Little water
reptilian
weird.
kind of pop out.
Mm-hmm. See,
So upon seeing this, Sparkle
Sounds
Gem's
like
just
her.
going kind of like squeal and try to hug the thing. All excited, like just over boiling with joy at this point over this little water reptilian.
You were just in tears.
My moods are unstable, just like everything else about me, okay?
I can't argue with that. I've seen you kill things.
Fair assessment of Sparkle Gem.
now if you notice at the bottom of the basin, you can stuff your like money and stuff like this, and this little guy, he'll protect it for you. So if somebody comes around that you don't want to get your stuff, little Aqua here, he'll help you out.
See, we traded an item that hid for an item that protects. I feel like I did good.
That's awesome.
But don't break the jar, because then the water goes out, and then I don't know how to fix that, guys. Never happened.
Sparkle Gem's going to immediately start covering this jar with like all the red cloaks she's stolen to act as extra shock cushion. Like embed it around with cloth to keep it forever protected.
All right.
All right.
This is
Somebody
weird.
roll me
Oh,
a-
did I miss anything, by the way? When I was
We
upstairs?
successfully traded for the staff.
Taliesin has
Which
the
staff?
The snake staff.
the
Or the
snake
snake
staff.
snake
Jerk
sticks.
threw in 100. I paid 125. I marked mine. I don't know about Jerk.
I did.
All right.
Okay. And so
What
we
did you
got
tr-
this
what did you trade
three
for the staff?
straight gold, 225 total. 100 from Jerk, 125 from me.
Okay.
All right.
I think we're all done shopping at this point. As you know,
Okay.
Sparkle Gem feels like she made a new friend, the
Well,
water
awesome.
creature. And she's going to
Oh.
look at Lenny and just be like, "Is there a way we could contact you for future trade?"
well, I'm on the way to sell some more of my stuff and wares to good old Neverwinter. So if you guys come up that way, say hi to me. See you guys.
See ya.
In
I'll
Thieves,
say goodbye in Elvish.
I say goodbye in Thieves Can't.
Yep, same-o.
I'll just wave.
The party just goodbye, Lottie. Goodbye. It was wonderful meeting you. You're our favorite person ever.
I better be. Oh,
So does he drive off into the distance?
yeah, as
On the trail.
Lonnie's cart continues to the west.
When we
Okay,
get
hey,
closer to
Jerk.
the giants, I want to roll a perception check and see if they're actual hill giants.
I also dispelled the spike thing. That would have dispelled a while ago. We've been here for like an hour.
You guys have been
So 11.
in it.
11 plus 3, so 14 to see if they're actual giants.
Okay, so collectively, you guys start moving on. You gather your things together, put back on the cart. It is quite late at night now, but you can keep moving forward with their dark vision creatures leading the way as you approach
Creature.
the two ogres. Wait, there's two. There's Taliesin and Jerk, right? Jerk's dark vision. Sparkle Gem is too.
Yeah.
I haven't.
Yeah.
I'll just go full owl.
Who just? Oh, I love it. I love it. And Godwald also just watching through his familiar owl's eyes. Doesn't he have a name?
Gabe.
Gabe, right? Gabe, watching through Gabe's eyes as you approach. They are indeed hill giants. You are familiar with creatures of this size, and as you've only a few weeks ago seen one roaming the same area.
Can I loot them while we're here? See if they have anything of value on them?
Yes, you can, because I'm pretty sure I have that. Because how couldn't I?
Hill giant. For some reason, that sounds like a thing that we would not normally be able to fight.
Yeah. So what do I?
Actually,
What do I
two.
roll?
You roll a d12 for me.
It's a giant. They're giant.
There's one other hill giant. Somebody want to search it before Jerk gets his hands on it?
9.
I do.
Oh, did you guys give me that staff?
Yep.
Oh. Well, thanks.
So you'll have this stuff. I've got all those
Well, you
things
don't
over
have
here.
the
and
staff
we'll do that.
yet.
We'll
I
do
was
that
going
later
to
after the
kinda
session.
Role play out the actual giving it to
Okay.
you part.
Well, that's why I'm asking. So cool. That's
But
fine.
the staff is in the party's possession for the time being.
All right, Jerk. Jerk, as you approach, and I'm assuming we slow the cart down, and if not, they continue on, and you loot this hill giant to find that it has. Roll me a d4.
I thought we were rolling d12.
I'll stop the cart.
Yeah, it was. This is the number of things. It has 2 riding saddles on its person.
That's a weird thing to have.
They are in poor condition. It does seem like there's a lot of blood on them. The hill giant may have eaten 2 horses and kept the saddles for some purpose.
I mean, if you get enough wrappers for some things, you can trade them in for a free one.
That's it. And then I think there was one other hill giant that Godwald searched
Yeah, he
through.
went into it.
It has on it a cask of ale. That's you smell it and it smells cheap. But you do see written on the side in common, so this is taken from someone, that says "Troll in Flames." It's the name of the ale.
Nice.
Yes. So that was awesome. All right. Anyways, so you guys are continuing along Tribor Trail, pushing through in the night. After this adventure with Lonnie and these items, I'm assuming you guys are going to spend time with them while somebody leads the cart.
Yep.
Does anybody want to take over? I feel like I've been
I'll
riding
take
for a while.
over.
We
So-
already all made our rules on driving cart. Unless we gotta do a second day.
I'll make a new roll.
Okay. If you guys want to basically do some RPing on the trail there, I will add these items to your inventories. Is that all right? You guys are talking on
Sounds
the
good to
trail.
me.
I want your adventure is where you're headed. What that experience was like.
So I'm
He
gonna.
was a goofy guy.
Hmm?
Lonnie,
Oh.
he was definitely a interesting elf, a little quirky for their type.
I mean,
This sort of thing.
I've seen a lot of them. They can be that way. I
This
don't know
sort of
what.
thing happens in the stories.
I guess growing up with gnomes, I'm just not exactly used to such eccentric people from other cultures.
He was probably like a high elf or something. They're kind of weird. Us wood elves are just kind of down to earth people.
What did Jerk end up with?
I got
The
the
gloves.
the gloves and the violin, the small violin.
Right.
That might not be a thing.
It is a thing now, and you will hear it a
Uh,
lot.
it's a thing.
I really will.
So I'm gonna. Who's taking over for driving the cart?
Give it to Droop. Droop's taking over the cart while you guys are all hanging out with your stuff. You guys are like super into
I didn't get any stuff. I'll take the shift.
your like random fortune to have this traveling merchant pass by in the night.
Yeah.
You know, had you guys gone off the trail and camped, you might not have seen this guy.
I'm glad that we didn't.
That's right.
So I ask what the plan is when we get there.
Well, given my
Given our new toys.
yeah, we might have some advantage, especially with surprise. I kind of was thinking I could use my new amulet and see if I can kind of figure out what this guy's up to before he knows we're there.
Well, just remember, you need to sleep with it for a while, get used to it
Well,
before you can use it. So we
I
may
mean,
have to camp an extra day.
How
Unless we allow someone to drive and we continue taking our naps in the back like we have been.
well? I think
And
God.
while you're at it, Taliesin, please accept this as an apology for sending you a flame at Hirda's place. And at that, she's
What?
just going to take the quarterstaff and just pass it off to Taliesin.
What?
I said, yeah,
Oh, you guys-
I chipped in too. I felt really bad for setting you on fire.
Oh, guys, I was past that. But I really appreciate this. How do what this thing? What he said? It turns into a snake.
Oh, when you throw it on the ground, it turns into a medium-sized python.
What did Godwald end up with?
Oh, I didn't get anything.
Yeah, the only
Oh.
thing he had interest in was the cloak that Taliesin bought.
Which,
Oh.
which I might try and buff Taliesin later because Taliesin might be poor now.
Dude, are you like you're literally the only person in the party without a magical item? I want you guys to talk about that.
I
feel
can
like-
shoot
I feel-
magic out
I
of my
feel like-
hands.
I feel like this is something
Wait,
that should
I
be
didn't
mentioned.
realize you had
He-
zero. Well, also
Zero,
remember,
zero magical items in his
I need the
inventory.
details to the flute, but I have 4 magical items total, so I'm not going to be able to have and use all of my items at one time. I'm going to have to take breaks in between attunement and all that stuff, reattune, unattune, blah blah blah.
Yeah, you guys can only be attuned to 3 magical items at a time.
Right.
Mhm.
That is the
and that's-
maximum number at a time. Otherwise, you have to spend you have to like unattune to an item, which I think is a short rest. You have to then discover the properties of a new thing that you haven't
Identify.
used before, or identify spell it, and then spend a short rest with it. So it's not like
Yeah.
it's a couple hours for you to like switch magical items.
Yeah, and I now have
on-
4 magical
and that's kind of
items, so I have to weigh out what I want and what I don't necessarily need.
right, it's very much on
but
purpose that it's 3 at a time.
All of my items definitely benefit our operation.
Okay, so Taliesin ended up with the medallion, the cloak, and the staff.
Yes.
Yeah. I also I bought the medallion and the cloak.
You
I
still
didn't-
have the statue.
I removed it.
I just unattuned it from your sheet. Let me restore.
Weird.
Maybe I didn't refresh first.
Oh,
Maybe I refreshed
yeah.
the page first.
I went through and added everything after I bought it. I didn't know you were gonna do that. I didn't know that you had interest in this cloak. But seeing as how we no longer we currently don't have a paladin until your brother returns, and I've been on the front lines a bit more. I figured I would look for something that gave a little bit more defense.
to
fair
be
enough.
fair, Taliesin,
I remember I volunteered and you insisted. So I am taking the opportunity to bring the topic up again.
That-
Sparkle Gem's going to kind of intervene and just be like, Taliesin, to be fair towards Godbolt, he is a little bit he has a bit more fortitude than what you offer. So it would probably benefit him most to have that cloak.
Look, you guys are giving me the staff. So I only think that it's almost poetic justice that you take up your brother's mantle and be our protector, and I will take off the cloak and hand it to him.
Taliesin, I just added that staff of the Python to your character sheet, but also inspiration for that.
Oh,
moment.
thank you.
I liked that a lot. That was awesome. That was
Thanks.
awesome. Sparkle Gem, pipes, hat, and
Oh,
aqua.
it's a dope looking staff.
Yeah, and the little reptile vial thing that is my new best friend, who is going to be named by the next session.
Yeah, who got that?
Okay.
Is that just
It has a name. It had a name.
Well, it's going to be renamed, and I don't care.
I wonder if it cares.
Well, if it cares, it can speak its mind.
Are you sure that it becomes a? Well, I guess maybe that's just a medium-sized creature, because it says it becomes a
Oh,
giant
shit.
constrictor snake.
Oh well, maybe
Well,
if it's
so what we did was he had the freedom to like adjust and pull things, and so I could customize your stuff for it. Well, like I said, that was part of the. Oh, let me do this after, so that I can get these things in, and then do the other
Okay.
things. I'm
Okay.
finishing up with some of them.
Okay, that's actually really cool.
Did you add a cloak of protection to your inventory?
Me, him, me, no, not yet.
I
No?
I gave it to you.
Yeah. So
Ah.
we'll pull it from Taliesin, and then if you want me to do it, I can too, but I think you got that.
Yes, please. Even
Okay.
if it's
I'm good.
standard, easier.
I got it. I got you.
Oh, I'm going to stick the current amulet and ring that I'm wearing right into the thing with my baby little water snake.
And then I guess I will I'm gonna go into meditation as we continue to ride along to do a how long do we have till we get there, would you say?
It's a couple days. It's 1, 2, 3,
Oh, actually,
4,
yeah.
4-ish
Hold up.
days. And you guys kind of like went late through the first night on down the trail. You're like, we left late, but we're not going to stop.
Yeah.
So you've kind of been pushing forward, and Droop's at the head of the. Actually, roll me his perception. Let's see how he's doing with leading the cart down the trail.
God damn it. I don't remember what his stats are.
We just use like regular goblin, right? So
Yeah.
Oh, you said Taliesin roll for it. Yeah, never mind.
No. That's gonna be a. What did I roll?
+2. 6.
Okay. So 6, yeah.
He's able to keep the cart going, but I don't know if anyone should be feeling confident that he
I'll take a shift.
could
I'll say
go on there.
I'll take
Um,
over the reins if needed.
He just might not see something as it's coming ahead. So you guys are all attuning with these things then. I should have added them all to your sheets. And so you guys can use this hour to have unattuned, like unequipped certain things, and then attuned yourself to the usage of them, which means you have to go into your inventory, go to the little attunement section, and choose the 3 things that you're attuned to.
Mm-hmm. Are we
Some
doing
of you, some of you have a ton of them. Like you have a bunch of things. And some of you don't have very many. So I don't know. Since you can only do 3 at a time, you could talk about whether or not you guys willing to share for a period to help your adventuring.
Well, I think the lizard's actually a community pet because we kind of all got something there.
Oh yeah, I could see that. Who's carrying the jar then?
I will gladly carry the jar of my pet
Okay.
if no one
Our-
else will, and I will even. I already have items to take off and stow inside of it if it comes to that.
It's close to a familiar, but it's not the same. It's basically this tiny fey creature that is summoned and it's attached to the spell that is in the jar.
Would you
So
classify it as a small beast?
I think all the familiars are. So yeah, but instead of it being like a weasel, it's a little water dragon spirit thing.
I just kind of imagine, like, when you said that, like, I imagine pretty much like a creature about this big just being like a little lizard, like without legs, with little wings on its back.
Water weird. Water weird.
So.
And I'll set that up for you. So
So should I take off like a long rest?
yeah, pretty much everybody do your attunements. So you go to your equipment, and then attunement, and then again pick the things that you're
Wait.
attuned to, so that those corresponding spells
Change
are on
it
your
to
spells
active.
list. So that those bonuses, when you're looking at your sleight of hand check, jerk. If you're not equipped to this thing, you're not going to see this big plus here.
Well, it's I can't attune to it.
You have to equip before you can attune.
It's equipped.
Yeah, but once you equip it, it doesn't always pop up on attunement. At least that's
I
what
had to
I'm
refresh
running
the page.
into. And I just did that, and I'm still like, it's not letting
Hmm.
me equip
Yeah.
my
Did
pipes.
you long rest? Did you long rest?
No, I did not. Maybe that's
Okay,
why.
you guys should not do that. You should short rest. I'm sorry. Did you short rest?
No, I didn't do any rest because
This is
I didn't-
you spending a short rest with your item. And attunement. Why isn't it showing up?
I don't know.
I'm
all
seeing
my
it.
stuff
I'm
showed up.
seeing it. I'm seeing
I'm
it on
not-
jerks.
I'm
It's
still not. I'm not getting the.
Yeah,
each.
mine isn't working even though I clicked short rest.
If you equip it and then scroll all the way down, you don't see it where it says items requiring attunement, and you have to like check that box.
No, I don't.
Maybe the pipes
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
require
it's-
attunement.
Yeah, I would say maybe. Well, the pipes are a
Mm.
charge item, so I don't think they do. They're a wondrous item control instrument.
Hold on a second. Let me just try something on jerk. Jerk, I'm trying something on your sheet really fast. I'm sorry. Your weight capacity is over, so that might be why.
No, my
Ah.
weight capacity says I'm
No, no,
encumbered.
Jerks is over
Okay.
his carrying capacity, so this might be a
Oh.
problem.
No,
This might be
I-
like
I dropped the saddles,
Thanks,
and
babe.
now I'm fine. It's still not showing up.
I'm looking at it and it says there's two. That was an API error.
Yeah, I got one of those too, but then I just reloaded and it was okay.
Yeah. Chris, let me do it real fast, just so we're not both trying to access your sheet at the same time.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate you. Oh, that's why. Those, Chris, those gloves
Yeah.
do not require attunement.
Okay. Well, do I still get the?
Look at your sheet. What's your sleight of hand check right now?
Oh yeah. Okay, I got it.
Godly.
Yeah. Sleight of hand and stealth.
Yeah, and that's why we need it when he gave you guys some adjusted numbers on those things. That's why I'm gonna go in and do that later.
Okay.
Because right now that would make you a plus 11.
Stop.
Hey, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I'm sure you are. Okay, did anyone else have trouble with it?
I was having trouble with the flute, so I'm wondering if the same thing as it doesn't require attunement.
Let me look. It doesn't. It's just an instrument.
Okay.
So you use it for charges, but you can't. It won't go in your spell list unless you have it equipped. So you couldn't use the spell on it the way you've got your things right now. You currently still have a creative object impermanence.
On my sheet, I do not have that
Oh,
in my
fuck.
inventory
Nope,
or.
it's gone. You're right.
tune.
It's
Okay.
gone. I don't know why I'm seeing it so late. Maybe I need to.
I'll
Get my
say because
brain-
I
my
see
brain
my
checked.
hat, I see my pipes, I see both my ring and my amulet. The only thing I'm missing is our new storage item that I will need to attune to.
The jar.
Yeah, the jar, which my hat is actually going to go into, the one I just bought.
You're gonna put it in the jar with the water
Yeah,
and just wet.
I can't attune to the hat as well as everything else I have with me right
I
Why
think-
now.
can't you?
Bought it
I think-
more as an
Why
item
would you-
if we
why
need
would
to
you-
somebody
Did he
sneak in.
Sorry,
Did
can
he
you say
say-
that first part again?
Did he say that you have to put it in the jar with the water for it to protect it?
Yeah.
No, he said it protects gold and money.
Oh, only golden money and won't protect anything I put in the jar?
Yeah. That you put in the
Okay.
jar.
So,
So-
no, I don't put that in the jar, but I will throw all my coins in the jar now.
There you go. See, tiny dragon protecting your gold coins in your jar.
Well, no, right, but he said anything you put in the jar, this thing will protect, and that's why I was like, I'm gonna put this hat in the jar, like, haha.
Well, we also have a goblin that's protecting
So-
the cart, so
If you don't have to attune to the pipes, you could attune to the hat, right?
Yes, but I have to stay attuned to the jar, so no.
Oh.
And I already took this guy's
don't-
stealth as a spell. And so
She
the
has-
hat is more for in case anybody else needs to infiltrate with me throughout our adventures. I
Oh.
bought it as a utility magic item when the time comes.
She's holding on to it, is what she's saying.
Yeah.
Fair enough. That's totally fair. It's really cool.
okay. Well, if we're all doing a long rest, so
Are
How-
you? So you guys have gone through the night. You've been riding. You've been taking a short rest with your items while Droop has been driving the cart, so that you could all do this short rest attunement with these items. If it is becoming sun up and the hours that you spent here at the connecting road, you're probably this far as the sun is rising on the Tribord Trail.
okay. Guess we just keep going. I can take back over if nobody else wants to.
I would say I could give it a shot. I may not be the best, but
Okay. How fast is the cart going?
Oh, your travel pace for the cart. That's walking. Your cart goes a little bit faster than that. Per day. You're going. No, four of those hexagons per day, not 3. So
So we're a
four
lot
on your
closer then.
first day. So by the next afternoon, you would be about there. 'Cause if you're a
Shoot.
day, you left in the afternoon, you traveled through the night. The sun came up. 4 of these hexagons in a day. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can be up here, and the next day we can roll and see if you guys run into anything on the way. Maybe Lonnie's
Well-
coming back.
I'm wondering if if I were able to like get out of the cart and like keep up with it while I'm like looking for supplies for like health potions and stuff.
The cart goes faster than you would walk, but you could run off somewhere. You could also stop. You guys don't have to charge over to Old Owl Well without resting. Like, you guys could just take a break, build a fire, get some sleep. Like,
But we could also keep up rotation and just get there as quickly as possible.
but if you don't get a long rest in, which you can't get a long rest on the cart.
Why can't we get a long rest on the
You're not
cart?
going to be moving on the cart for 8 hours and not be disturbed from your sleep. You could not get sleep.
You doubt how
This
well I
thing as it
sleep.
goes out over there.
Okay. Well, do we? I guess we should just keep going until like the night, and then we can camp.
Okay, so you guys push on. Now understanding the abilities that all of the things that Lonnie sold you have, and some of the things that I made for you guys. Gave away. I can't believe you gave it out the permanent hidden stash.
Leave me alone.
I'm stunned.
I cried about it too, but I got a new stash spot.
So
with
let's
my
see.
little pet.
Afternoon, 1, 2, 3, 4. Afternoon, 1, 2, 3, 4. Afternoon. A couple days have passed, and you've been doing short rest rotations. You guys are starting to feel exhausted from not
Well, if
not
that's
getting
the
a
case, then
good
I
night's
have to
rest.
pull over and sleep.
Did you
Well, I think
know
that
you
was-
do know the location, so you could get somewhat closer. You could push yourselves into the day and then just like, crash really hard.
Well, I would like to stop off the trail. We can make a camp. While the sun is like kind of setting, I want to see if I can find any ingredients for like health potions and stuff like that.
Okay, roll me 3 survival checks. I know there were 3 ingredients to the healing potions. I'm assuming
Hmm.
that's what you're saying.
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah. That's gonna be a 22.
Definitely find the mushrooms in this region that Alright, on there.
That's 9.
was that what you want first. No.
Yeah, and then that's gonna be a 15.
So you find 2 of the components that you're looking for. The flower in this area wasn't there, but you've got 2 more out of the 3 for another grouping of healing potions.
I
What did
did
you have before? Yeah, you had some
I-
before.
Yeah, I did have some before.
Number
know.
on a character sheet or anything?
I have it on the character sheet because I also have material ability spell. But I don't know. I don't think I actually wrote down what this was. It's just a
Well-
bundle of supplies containing materials necessary for crafting 4 potions of healing.
You said
You
that
found, you found 2
the
of
first
the
time
3
he went out, he
ingredients.
found the first 2 of the 3,
Uh-huh.
first and second.
Because we did 3 rolls that time.
Yeah.
So he's found it. So you have 1 of those now to make a potion, or this material components.
So I can make 1 potion.
Yeah. So you have 1 of that
Okay.
worth now, and 2 more towards it. So the next time you go hunting, we'll roll
Okay.
3, and if you can get 1 out of those 3, you've got 1 more.
Okay, cool. She wanted 4, right?
That's probably why we wrote 4 in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So I'm almost halfway there.
Yeah.
All right. And then we can set up camp, or if you guys, I don't know if you guys were doing that while I was searching for stuff.
I mean, I would assume I would have started at least setting up some base before.
Who do we?
Minded.
No, I can hear you.
All right.
I
So
was
you
just making
guys,
sure.
you guys set up camp about a day's travel from well to the hills. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you guys were there. Yeah. So you know you got about another day. Nothing happens throughout the evening. Everyone stands there, watch, pretty groggy, like sleepy-eyed, but nothing particularly dangerous happens. Rabbit or 2 runs by, grabs your attention, but not a big deal. And yeah, it's we'll say
I have to like stop Droop
sun
as
up.
he tries to chase it with scimitars.
Yeah, you would want to make a quick little sacrifice to Magblad or whatever it is. Does he? Does he want to see if he catches it? You like roll a d20, see if he can beat a 15. Does he grab the rabbits?
Let's see. Almost.
Wait, what's his bonus? He's a goblin. Scimitar +4. +4.
Oh yeah.
It didn't be 15 though. Yeah, the rabbits get
Yeah.
away. You're like, yeah, stop it, man. And he's like, doesn't get the rabbits.
Are we just taking a long rest, or does anybody want to roleplay anything? Or
Yeah, we've been traveling for days.
Yeah, long
Yeah,
rest sounds good.
days, nothing much happened. You guys-
Nah.
You guys have
Crawling
like,
my sack.
you guys have seen a couple of things along the way, like tracks and around, and a little bit of investigation. And there were a few goblins out on the road. Seems like they're still around, even though that the Kragmaw tribe has been taking over. Like there are still more goblins in the Neverwinter Wood. But
Maybe goblins are common creatures.
yeah. Now you're very familiar with this, having traveled through this area in the Sword Coast. Many a goblin tribe. Yeah. So you guys make your way to Old Owl Well. Did you go from here up and over, or was it like from here down and this way? I just want to know where to place your characters as you're
I
approaching.
would say that we would come down from like where we were at Canaberry, how we came the first time.
Like, are we gonna? This question to me sounds like, are we gonna approach from the front, or are we gonna approach from the back? Like, are we gonna try? Because if we're coming here to get this guy out of this place, maybe stealth.
That sounds like a good idea to me.
Okay.
I mean, my plan was to cast disguise self and make myself appear to be a zombie and just kind of judder my way in there.
Okay.
At least so that way we could find where him himself is like kind of camping at and make our way specifically to that location so we could deal with the source of all of these creatures.
Hmm. Well, why don't we? Are we outside? Like,
Huh.
where are we at now?
I'm bringing it up. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Is
you're
that-
good.
Zombies work that way?
Because you guys keep coming back here, I keep having to
Yeah. Well, so
undo previous time. And
I was
then
thinking the
redo
same
it.
thing, Oz.
why don't we?
I mean, I can make a knowledge arcana check and see if I find out zombies work that way or not.
Okay, because I don't know, because I have no idea.
If you can,
They don't
Do
teach you that stuff.
zombies work? Do zombies work what way?
Where if we cut off the necromancer controlling them, the magic binding them to our planes ceases to exist.
That's not what I was
Okay.
thinking. I was thinking she wants to disguise herself as a zombie and walk in. Doesn't he have some kind of connection so he can control the zombies? He'd know that she's not his.
You do realize I have a
I would
bunch of
clarify I was
protection
rolling
against
relating to
Skyrim.
Jerk's question.
Okay.
so
so
I had a
collectively,
plan,
I hear
Go ahead.
two ones for rolls. And what's you have something else you wanna?
I had a plan. So
Ooh.
I
Okay,
can
well-
go ahead.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Let's just get these things out of the way real fast. They're a roll about if you're proficient in Arcana, rolling about the magic that works, how a zombie is kept alive.
And I
Proficient
apparently
Arcana
know
users.
nothing, because they don't. They try. They don't. The main thing they teach you about that stuff is don't.
I would assume that a zombie that was raised by a necromancer would die if the necromancer also died.
So with her roll, she probably know that like there are creatures that can be like summoned or raised from the dead that could be independent of that wizard's control. But the zombies, the corpses brought back to life, are attached to the wizard. So there's some magic powering them essentially, and typically that's the wizard.
So I have a plan. Since you
Mhm.
can since you, Sparkle, the head of Sparkle Motion mascot, I guess I don't know what you would prefer, but if you want to disguise yourself as a zombie and find out where he is, and you could conveniently place yourself somewhere to where once we cause a distraction, you could potentially get a sneak attack on him. If he's like his back is turned or something like that, that might be useful. Could also, I can try and see if I can read his mind and figure out what his plans are, or any information that could be useful to us. But I think we can, and I can turn into a bear if I need to.
I mean, that was kind of like what I was going for, is I would disguise myself as a zombie to at least locate where his general facility is at, like where he himself generally is.
Mm-hmm.
If nothing else, so we know what source to, like, because here's the thing, dealing with necromancers is if we target the necromancer himself, we will get rid of half of his alliances by taking him out, which will only increase our chance of success.
Yeah.
So I feel like as a party, even if I go scout forward and I come back and go, okay, he's in the first building or the first room on the left side, if the four of us could corner him in that room and take him out, it'll be less of a problem.
Okay.
How would we get there past the zombies? Like, you can get there since
I can help.
are going to disguise as a zombie.
I'm going to kind of pull out the hat and just be like, you do know I don't need this, and a second could tag along.
Godwald, you said you could help?
Wouldn't we
Yes.
have to attune to it to use it?
Yeah, which is a short rest of 4 hours. So since we're kind of setting up camp near the place anyways,
I think we're like there. We're about to
are
attack.
we right there about to attack, or are we still because we said we set up camp.
Yeah, and this was like the next day.
Okay, my bad.
We're like coming up with a plan on the way there. So Godwald, you said you could help.
Yes. Even if I can't cast disguise self on me, you can use disguise kit on me.
I can.
And I have changed my. I have asked for different spells because I figured we were going to combat this. One of the spells is called Detect Evil and Good, which does a lot of things, but the important one here is you know the location of any undead within 30 feet of you
Oh, nice.
So yeah, we could
for
disguise.
10 minutes, but is concentration and is blocked by 1 foot of stone.
Okay.
So I can give small radar of zombies, as long as we're outside.
No, because I assume the stone is more than 1 foot thick that builds this temple.
Like if we're not going room to room, if we're just going around an area.
So where are we on this
Yeah.
map? Okay, we're up here.
So
Upper left, like usual.
the direction that you approached from this time was from the north, so you're able to know this area. And essentially, like open around it, right?
I can see around the thing, yeah.
Yeah, I can see around it with
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
3 zombies to the south of it.
It looks like a big fish.
It kind of does, yeah.
What if we
Okay.
could
Wait,
control-
where are you? You're in the.
We're
not
in the upper left corner.
So what about
And
this?
you could see. Oh, there's like little bits of the thing that aren't hidden.
How about this? Why don't you disguise yourself, sneak in there to try and see if you can figure out where he's at. Like maybe just like sneak by the front of the tent, see if you can see him in there. I will cause a distraction up front as a bear and just start fighting with zombies. And while he's distracted by this happening, thinking that I'm just a random bear passing by, you guys can attack. She can attack, and then you guys follow up, and then I'll jump in there too.
Oh yeah. I forgot to mention. Oh yeah, Bear, you get better wild shape at this level.
Yeah, I can do it twice now, and I
And you
also can do challenge ratings of 1/2 now.
I would
Ooh.
suggest Warhorse. I looked at a website, and it listed some cool ones. And
Yeah, the Warhorse has decent decent stats too.
like if you're trying to buy time, something that tanks and knocks things down.
Let's see here.
Chris, can you zoom out so I can look on Twitch and see what your guys' map looks like and make sure it's
We no longer see
correct.
anything that's
Oh,
in the
the
back half
opposing
of the
side.
complex.
Yeah, the opposing
Okay.
side of the complex.
Obviously, I was looking at the one side while I was loading up the map.
Why do you think I mentioned it? Was so you
Okay.
could
We
cover
have
it up.
we have approached from the back before, so we know the terrain, but we now know nothing of what's actually there.
Right.
Yeah, I can go Warhorse. I'll go Warhorse.
And the website
Um,
also said for combat, maybe Crocodile. But that's later.
Yeah, I don't. Can I even
So-
go Crocodile right now?
It's a 1/2.
Oh, I can. Yeah. But I'm just gonna be a big ass horse, so it could be a wild horse. Sure. So I will. Do we want to go with this plan, or what are we doing?
I'm completely
So-
okay with disguising myself as a zombie infiltrating while you guys cause a distraction.
And
alright.
do I get to go with you?
Unless I will totally spend applying the disguise kit will take an hour.
Oh.
So if we want to do that, we can spend the hour out here just outside of the temple. I could get you all sneaked up.
Why don't we? Why don't you?
Unless
Why
Jared
don't
is
you go
okay
in?
with us saying that we did the deception or the disguise kit as we were approaching, but that is up to Jared.
You guys encounter something outside while you're doing up your makeup on the cart.
Approaching the place, or while we're here.
You guys are outside still. I'm assuming that you didn't just like come up to be like 50 feet away from the place and then
Yeah.
start talking
Okay,
about this plan, right?
right.
I assume you guys have stopped. You know where the well is, but you're generally coming from that direction. We brought you
Okay.
the map, and you started making this plan of attack off in the hills a bit farther
Okay,
away,
I just
right?
want to make sure. So
Got it.
Mhm.
So you're painting.
There's an owl.
yes,
There's an owl. Big old owl lands nearby. He is interested in the Fey owl that's there.
Can I ask the
Have them-
owl what it wants?
If you motion towards the owl, it just kind of like turns its head. But you could understand that it says food, food.
What? I just want to straight up ask it what it wants.
In Sylvan?
Just said
Yeah.
food. It said food twice. Food, food.
Do we have any food to give it? I'll give you. I will pull out a ration, and I'll say, I'll give you this if you can fly over this tower, and tell me if you see a man in red.
Towson,
Okay.
purse.
Towson,
Yeah,
I should point
so
out that you still
you
have
hold
some of
up-
that meat from Cragmaw.
That's gonna say probably the rations probably have some kind of like dried meat in them. So those
Yeah.
are- they, like you hold that.
Give him a couple Slim Jims.
You like it goes food, food, and you hold it up and you're like, hey, go look for a guy in red over here real fast. And the owl like swoops by, like comes down, snatches it out of your hand really deftly and maneuvers over and goes, flies over around in the area, comes back over, like still no, it's eating it, comes back over and it's like, Red Man, yeah. It kind of a little hootish way. Whoo, Red Man, whoo. Yes.
Do you know?
That's
do you
my
know,
best owl. Thank you. That's my best owl.
It's a pretty
Were
good
you able-
owl.
Are you able to tell me where this red man was in this tower?
It just goes, whoo, this way. And he goes, flies over.
All right.
Well, like,
And you kind of like see him. So let's see. From
can I see where he's like circling or something?
let me look at a distance. If you guys weren't you're trying not to be seen. Make sure you're heavily obscured. You'd want to be pretty far off. So you kind of like see him go off the direction towards the old owl well. As you guys remember, like old owl well is actually like the several pieces of a tower that was once built over this area. And you see him kind of fly directly into the center of it and then fly back.
Okay.
8 times 10. So he goes about as he heads just very much towards the center of the place.
Okay.
Like,
So
yeah,
he's in the middle of the tower.
Yeah, he's up the stairs.
because
Do
then
we-
he just kind of so he basically flies over this way and then just flies back,
Yeah.
flies back, walks, flaps over. He's like, "Thanks."
Thank you, friend. And then I'll tell the rest of the party he's somewhere in the middle. He's up in there. Do we want to still? How do we want to? Are you guys gonna still try and sneak in there as zombies?
I mean, I'm already halfway through with putting all this on. I might as well finish it, if nothing else, for self pride.
In for a penny.
What are you gonna do, Jerk?
Just wait for a signal and then start killing things.
So,
Yeah.
wait, he looked like he was outside?
He's in the center of the tower.
I mean,
Oh,
if
he's
you
in the
guys,
center? Then, yeah, it's definitely best if we sneak in at least so that way we could figure out where the fewest zombies are located and the
Why don't-
lowest risk path.
Why don't we do this? Why don't you guys sneak in as zombies, and then when you are ready, like, can you give us some sort of signal? Like, maybe kind of one of you comes within sight and like stamps your foot 3 times, and then me and Jerk will attack.
I can just make an owl signal.
Yeah, I would say if you just
Okay.
want to do owl signal, once they see the owl, they know to come in. Your owl.
Couldn't. Oh, never mind. Sorry. What am I doing?
That's fine with me. As long as he doesn't see you casting anything.
I think he's already got the owl out.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, like, I don't know if you have to like do something to tell it to do things, or you can just telepathically communicate with it, right?
Within 100 feet, which is why I couldn't send the owl into the compound and back and still
Okay.
see through it.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. So just have the owl signal us, and we will we'll come in and start attacking, and that will cause a commotion and give you guys an opportunity to take him out. And we will meet up with you.
That sounds like a wonderful plan. So at this point, I think we just need a deception roll to see how well I applied
Well, you're
the
trying to.
disguise kit to Godwald.
The first thing I heard was that you're trying to sneak up to the place, right?
Yeah, but they're disguised as zombies, though.
Okay, so they're
Yeah.
not sneaking up; they're walking up
Just disguised, yeah.
and trying to look like just disguised. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So deception roll for Godwald's makeup, or
Let's see.
since
What is it?
I'm
Do
the
you
one
have?
lying it.
Sparkle Gem has
You
expertise with
have-
deception and proficiency with disguise kit.
She does the proficiency, so she can use this.
So it'd be
Alright.
double proficiency if I use the disguise kit, or we could just go based off my pure deception roll, which is basically the same thing. I think it's like a 2-point difference.
It's like the application of it. So, is it deception still? Yeah. All right. So how well this makeup makes him look undead? You want to roll with your deception?
Okay, 17 total
Okay.
on the makeup application, and then I did just spend 1 spell slot
Right.
to cast disguise self, disguise self, which they have to.
Uh huh.
Let me double check this. They have to do
I
an
know that-
intelligence investigation check against my spell save DC of 13.
Which means my disguise might actually be better.
Yeah, yours is realistically a lot better. I shouldn't have taken that spell. I probably should have looked at other options.
Your
No,
spell
it's
save
disguise
DC will
self.
get better in time.
The disguise self is pretty great. I use
I'm
that.
also going to make myself look a
I-
foot taller with this, so that way it's not like a gnome zombie and just like a short human zombie.
Okay. All right,
Also,
and
the fact
then
that you can disguise
everyone
just,
else
you
is
can disguise
roughly
yourself
how
just by
far away?
jumping into an alley for 6 seconds.
We're gonna be, I guess, probably at some sort of tree line. I will.
That's pretty far off here. You're looking at the 200 feet away in this situation. It's way off in that direction. It's pretty
Well-
I would
open
hide
area.
behind
Up
the
to,
well
it's pretty.
itself.
It's open areas up to the wall, but it's not like an actual tower where someone could see you approaching. So
Right.
no, it's tough for anyone to see you approaching over this wall that's about 5 to
Okay.
8 feet tall, roughly.
Well, I'm just gonna transform into a war horse, and just act like a normal horse, kind of stomping, like hanging out, just in the random fields. I'm probably big enough. I'm a large beast, so I'm probably big enough to where Jerk can kind of hide behind me.
Well, let's see
Well,
if we
I
can get a
was-
horse
I
on
was
this
gonna-
screen. I think we need one.
I was gonna roll a stealth check, just see how sneaky I could be to get up to the
Oh,
walls.
man. It's a shame you don't have any saddles. Someone could have
I had to
one
drop
of these
them.
horses.
I don't need a saddle. I'll just grip on like
What?
like my life depends on it. Or balance.
Taliesin, I could do a gray horse. I could do a brown spotted horse. I
On
could
a
do
gray horse he rides.
a white and brown spotted horse or a black horse.
On a black horse they ride.
I'll do gray.
Gray.
This
Okay.
is the closest one to all white.
You said you're a large animal?
Yeah.
All right.
So you take up
Oh.
4 square? No.
He takes up these 3 squares. I'm going to give him
A 2x2
control of this real quick.
or 1x3. It's it's a horse. That makes sense.
You should be able to move that horse.
I can.
Sweet.
It's a
We
horse.
did it. We got a horse. All right. Jerk, where are you? I think I need to know where you and Droop are in response to this.
I want to roll a stealth and see if I can get like up to the walls without being seen and just hang out like.
Is it a wall?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's wall all the way around,
Alright.
and except for a few places where there are the remains of stairs that used to lead up
Alright,
to
well, I'm gonna
early
try to
portions of it.
be sneaky and stay away from the stairs. 8 plus. Where is it? 8 plus 8, so 16.
All right. Which way were you going? This way? This way?
Kind of want to head. You know what? I'm gonna head this way.
Okay.
I just kind of like want to stay out of sight and near Taliesin.
Yeah, I'm just checking out the well, like acting like the horse is looking for water or something.
Yeah. I mean, you don't have a saddle on. You look totally natural, like a regular old horse. Comes out, checks out the well. Droops off in the distance, I'm assuming.
Yeah, he's back with the cart. I don't
He's
think
back
he
at the
would.
cart.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think.
All right. No Droop help. Droop is guarding the cart and the horses.
Yeah.
All right. As Sparkle Gem and Godwald approach, they see the familiar sight of this tent on their side. And here you do see that there are 2 zombies standing to either side of you. And they're going to attempt to figure out if the things they're seeing in front of them fit the set of rules that they abide. Neither of them react to you as you approach. And you get the sense that your deception is sufficient for the zombies. to not
Hey.
recognize you as anything but a zombie.
Oz, the best part of this, both of our makeup lasts for an hour. So 100 rounds.
So from Sparkle Gem's site, it is all right. Hold on, time of the day and everything too. You guys
have dark
had the
vision.
day. No, isn't it another day to get to travel here, camp, and go up? Have that encounter with the owl from where outside you are. So it's the afternoon again. So it's 1 o'clock. So you should be able to see full distance. Bink, 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 bink. On into here. Like I said, 2 zombies.
Good old Zambos.
And they do not seem to like think that you're out of place at all. As long as you continue to shamble and not move more than 20 feet around, you can pass off as a zombie to these 2.
What about my 25? It's 5 extra feet.
Zombies don't move that fast. You could risk it. I'm just saying. But so they
Zombies have
think
one
they think you're a
speed.
zombie. Yeah, they think
Shamble.
you're
They're little scramble boys.
shamble as best they can. 20 feet every 6 seconds is probably more like the Walking Dead, or not the Walking Dead, the Dawn of the Dead remake zombies than I don't know.
Then Romero
What's that?
zombies.
Yeah, Romero zombies that like shamble. Like so it's pretty fast. It's just not as fast as you could run as a
But they're not.
living creature.
They're not World War. Or they're
And
not.
I'll just post this
But
reaction.
I'm a small creature.
Their bones are sticking out, and they don't really have
Yeah,
like, the
28 days
muscles
later.
falling apart.
Yeah.
They're not
But-
28 days later zombies.
Well, if you
Yes,
guys wanna-
not 28 days later zombies. They are.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kage.
Thank you.
All right.
Yeah. So you guys are able to be in these places and move forward. So I think that's what you can see from there, right?
Yep. Oz, did you want to go first, or do you want me to take lead?
Sure.
Sure, which one? That was a you me question, not a.
I'll step forward first. Sure.
Okay.
1, 2.
Shamble 4.
I
Shamble.
go for
6.
3.
Moves 15 feet.
I go for 4. No reactions from either of them.
Nope. And you notice another one over this excavation pit.
Uh,
Where?
I'll pass.
I have a turn order tab that just showed up, and I don't know how I got there.
Yeah, I just
Yeah,
got
mine-
the same
That-
thing. I think that was something we were
Did I
going to
close it?
experiment
Yeah,
with.
you took it away
did.
from me.
Actually, if
it's
you
back.
could leave notes like that,
It's
that
back.
would
Everything-
probably help
it's back.
everybody.
Unless the stuff on it is stuff that only you can see right now, and you're using
It's
it to
gone.
organize.
Yeah, no, I'm not using it. I'm sorry. There really isn't one. You guys aren't in combat yet. You don't. They haven't like triggered anything. The zombies obey like a certain set of rules, and
Well, keep it simple.
So
you're subverting those set of rules. Like,
All right, so my turn. I'll move my 20 feet to the tent and kind of peek in to see if I can. Well, we already know he's in center, but make
It-
like a perception check to see if there's anything of note or value inside the tent. But I should look for on my way out.
okay, give me your perception check. Give me a roll.
13.
You see a little bit of a zombie peeking out from there, and then another one kind of move out into your line of sight as well. You see up to another set of stairs and another wall barrier. There's another ring inside.
All right, let's keep creeping forward there, Oz.
Does Jerk get a move first?
Who's?
I think we're just waiting for you
Yeah,
guys
we're
to
waiting for the
signal
signal.
us.
Are you
What-
going to care if we, like,
right.
can we just count 20 spaces and see how many rounds it would get us to get there and be like, okay, the next, like, 3 rounds of 18 seconds, I moved this far.
I'm willing to go one move at a time.
I'd say
Okay.
jerk from where you're at. You haven't really. You saw them like move in from there. You're assuming that they're okay, but from where you're standing, what would you be doing? Where are you going?
I mean, I need to stay out of the zombies' perception, but I want to be as close to the door as I can be, so when I do get the signal, I can go
Okay, so
rushing
just-
in.
You move like right up against the wall. Right up against that wall. Where are you? Oh, you're so against that wall.
I'm on top of the wall.
You're right up against that wall.
Okay,
Yeah, let's see.
perfect. Then I'm just waiting.
Your stealth roll was
16.
16.
Mhm.
Yeah, it well surpasses their perception. Towson,
Towson's-
you continue looking into the well. Unfortunately, there's no water down there. As you realize you're like a little thirsty as a horse. Like, oh, damn it.
Yeah, I'm not just like sniffing around, or maybe biting at some grass. Thinking to myself like this tastes like shit, but I gotta be a realistic horse right now.
It's doing it.
You're,
Sparkle Gem, Godwald, you're next to the tent of this red-robed wizard who you believe to be a little bit farther in. They haven't noticed you. What are you doing?
let's see. Take one step. Take second step. Take third step. Take a fourth step. I'll look into the tent myself.
Okay.
Anything out of the ordinary?
All right. So as you looked in and moved a little bit farther in, near these two zombies, one of them starts moving your direction. And you look in the tent. The tent is closed, but only as much as there are heavy canvas, drapery closing the doors to the tent. Doesn't look like it's barred or anything inside, but you see a red and white striped tent.
Okay.
there. You could easily identify like where the door is. You could walk in.
Nah.
Don't do that, that'll break the rules, I assume.
It moved.
Okay.
Pass.
Sparkle Gem.
Alright. So, move my 5. 10, 15, 20 feet. Thank you. And I'm going to keep my hand on my rapier just in case, just in case someone tries to attack.
So, even though it's not combat, are you trying to prepare an attack if something comes within 5 feet?
Basically, if they come in, if they come in within 5 feet and look like they're going to be aggressive towards either you or I will attack. But if they just kind of shamble by us, I'm not going to swing at it. You know what I mean?
Appearing hostile is an acceptable prepare condition.
Yeah, like if they come at us appearing hostile, I will attack, but otherwise, I'm on the complete defense. And that'll be the end of that. Because I'm not risking moving more than 20 feet.
All right, now I'm just gonna keep going left as we're going down here. So Taliesin,
I'm just waiting for the signal.
waiting for the signal. Jerk,
Waiting for the signal.
Godwald.
So that zombie in front of me is totally blocking the path upward.
As you're standing there, you watch him walk by you and into the tent. It's your turn.
I'll take a step. I'll take a step. I'll take a step. and
Okay,
I'll-
from there. Oh, okay. Hold on. From there. This is a lot of area that I need to.
Open up.
Whoop.
You still had 5 feet of movement.
Yeah. I remember a long time ago, someone, maybe it was you, Jared, or a previous DM, saying that on Roll20, trying automatic sight lines is just really buggy and annoying.
Yeah, it's much better to do it this way.
Okay, so I see zombies on the southwest ramp. Nothing else over here.
Yep.
I'll take another. Is that yeah? I'll take
And
that
that's
step
your-
and I'll pass.
All right. So 5, 10, 15, 20. Keeping ready in case anything gets hostile towards us, and then passing on the torch.
Okay, we're just. I'm assuming me and Jerk are still just waiting for the signal.
Yeah. I'm
All
assuming.
right. So do we?
Just chilling.
Okay. Just as a suggestion, do you two want us to just keep moving between the two of us until we send the signal, and that way we
Sure.
don't have to pause in
That-
between?
Sparkle Gem. Godwald, roll me your perception checks.
Yes.
$16.
Up to this point, as you've been approaching
9.
the center of Old Owl Well and going through these rings, the zombies not noticing you, you kind of have been hearing them sort of moan as they stand there. You know, there's like the ones that still have enough of a lung left or, you know, exhaling. But the sound started to get a bit louder the closer you're getting. The stench has long since been something repugnant, but it's, you know, you're getting to that point where you're used to it now. You've been in here for like 10 minutes walking around. But you kind of hear commotion coming from the southeast.
From
Sounds
the far
like
side.
sounds like metal hitting rock. You can hear like the sounds of pickaxe hitting, and a somewhat more familiar voice just saying, like, I wish you could work faster than this. Like,
There's there. That reminds me of something I'll say later. All right, so is it back to my turn?
Mm-hmm.
2, 3. I can't tell from the map. Is the terrain any different past this wall compared to the others?
it's all basically like there was a lot of rubble, but it's been for the most part cleared away by what you now realize as you step forward into this area is as a collection of zombies have been excavating the tower and its remains, you see someone you recognize sitting on the back of a humanoid creature. Actually, looks like someone who could have been a knight in someone's cavalry. He's using him like a stool. Another zombie sitting next to him, holding a tray with a jug and a glass. And he's looking off over here into the distance in front of you. There's a very, oh my god. You see a much larger skeleton creature with large curled horns off the side of its head, just gouging a tool into the earth and kind of just dragging mounds of dirt as it works the ground out from this center point. I'll give you one action. What do you do?
I would like to make a check to try and figure out whatever the heck that thing is.
Okay. You would need. Are you trying to know what creates it and makes it, or you trying to know just like what it may have been? This is a skeleton.
This is a
Just
big
a really-
skeleton boy.
It's just a really big one with horns and a big implement.
Well, yeah, it's it's a very large creature. It stands easily like 10 feet tall.
And it and the other zombies are just digging into the middle of this area.
Yeah, as it's gouging this axe-like tool into the ground and gouging out the dirt, the zombies are gathering some of the material and moving it. And this is actually, you've noticed that why it's so clear and easy to move in this area is because they've been clearing out the rubble as they're coming to this point.
Uh-huh. And this is the necromancer who's sitting on a strong-looking zombie, has a zombie retainer, and he's just watching the digging happen.
Yeah, but
Feel like you're gonna get
He
attacked
turns-
if you don't start doing
he-
something.
he turns to you, seeing you, and recognizes that you're not one of his zombies. You're not a creature that he's killed and raised their corpse from the dead. Does he recognize you? He would. He's seen you and you're wearing your armor, right?
I would say yes.
Yeah, so it sees you and recognizes you and just, I don't have time for this. Get out! And he just angrily points at you, just his eyes full of fury in your direction.
Okay, without turning, I would spend the last square to just shamble back out of his view.
Okay, so your last 5 feet of movement to
Yeah.
go out of there. So,
So it sounds like
How
he hasn't
mad is
found
he?
anything.
how mad is he? He's a natural 20 mad. Roll me initiative.
The mother of shit.
He's a natural 20 mad. Look, look.
Even more shit.
I did what he said.
Yeah, but he also recognized you and recognized that you weren't one of his zombies. So what I was
Yep.
hoping you guys would do was like sneak up next to him and then send the signal and then like fucking stab him
Well,
with the
I
surprise
actually
round.
Just whispered to Godwall, send the signal.
Yeah, but
I,
So
I
that
was-
way
I
we
didn't
could
get
just
my
kind of
action yet.
mingle.
You
like,
were taking
lingering
so
like
long
you
in your
were?
turn that he basically just noticed what you
Yeah,
were
that's
doing.
what happened. Yeah, that.
Yeah.
I'll take that. That's mine. Thing that happened. Yeah.
It's, you know, it's you don't
With
you
or
never
without
you
adding it?
never know how people are gonna feel about things.
Yep.
Sometimes I look at a die and I ask it how angry a person is, and they're a natural 20 angry. So
They super angry.
they channel commands at you because they're evil and not good people. I need initiative rolls, just the number. Jerk first.
4.
Okay. Taliesin.
16.
Just the roll was 14.
Oh, just the roll is 14. Yeah.
Thank you. Godwald.
10.
9.
Is your familiar out?
No.
Okay.
I thought it was.
No, because we were going to cast it as the signal.
Thought the whole point was.
I can use. I.
That's
if
fine.
dismissed,
Okay,
I
the
can
way
use
his familiar works is if
my
his
next.
familiar is
next-
out and active, he himself is blind and unable to move.
Long story short, I'm going to spend on my turn. I will spend an action to bring it out, and my bonus action to tell it to fly up and make the signal
Okay.
telepathically, and then it will act after me in initiative from that point.
Well, I
As a
mean,
s-
yeah, I just give it your. I was asking because I give it your
But
initiative
right
roll so that
now,
it's going right after your
no.
turn. It's just that much easier.
So yeah, just put it in right after me.
Right. Same with. What All right. So, as he, what exactly did he just say?
I don't have
It
time
was-
for this. Go away. Is what I
I
heard.
don't have time for this. Get out! Get out! He yells at you. He stands up off of the zombie and lurches forward, comes to the top of the stairs, and it's just like this character's so weird.
What, me?
No, his
No,
character.
this guy. I don't. It's tough for me to be him.
He was so noble. This feels like the kind of indignation from this chapter in a game. It's like, for God's sake, this should not be this hard.
Out. He comes up as he looks at you. It's like, I don't have time for this. Get out! Stands up, walks over, and attempts to charm Godwald
As a
Ugh,
charm person,
fuck.
as an
What type of thing?
spell attack. It's his turn was the first turn.
it's okay. My whiz save is really good now.
Now it is. Before it
Well,
was negative
With
1.
no, that's my int.
Oh yeah.
But
This is
yes, you have to do a wisdom saving throw and beat his 13.
Okay. With my level up into wisdom and the cloak, I now roll a whiz save at a +7, which gives me a two-thirds chance.
The cloak adds to your wisdom save?
The cloak does add to saving throws.
Yes,
Oh, that's awesome. That's
yes, it is.
really awesome.
Yeah.
That is 17.
That's a beat
Alright.
because it was 13 DC.
You feel him like speak these words at you, and it's almost as if, he just sounds stupid to you. And the way that he speaks it doesn't work.
It's like I hear an
It's
insincere.
attempt to cast the
It's
spell.
like, so the intent here is I'm your friend, trust me, and that sounds insincere to me.
It more sounds like the Charlie Brown
More he-
parents speaking.
more he-
Want,
more he-
want.
He tries to boss you around, and in that way that the charm spell is not meant to work, and so he fails in the incantation.
So you didn't sound friendly before either. So
Well, you
He's
also
so
if
used
you-
to bossing zombies around and then listening to him, but he
if you
failed that time.
if you fail charm person, the person you try to charm knows you tried to cast that too.
Yeah, and I also know it didn't work. I'll try and not react visually to that.
So Taliesin, you are a war horse.
Yep.
What's your movement speed?
60.
What's your perception?
My perception as a horse?
As a war horse.
Wild.
Don't I keep my stats?
Paragraph 1 of Wild Shape. You retain your wisdom
That's 11.
I
so
do.
and you retain your
Taliesin,
skills.
Yeah, so I keep my wisdom.
you hear this nasally, uptight voice say, "I don't have time for this. Get out of here." And then some other like strange words off in the distance. It's your turn.
Okay, so hearing this, I'm gonna guess that the plan probably failed, because I can recognize this dude is yelling at people. I'm going to move in. Hello, I'm a horse, and I'm going to attempt to trampling charge this one.
He activates Warhorse's special effect.
So let's see here. I have a +6 to hit. Holy shit! So if I've moved more than 20 feet, and hit one, then let's see here. So let's roll.
You're doing the war horse trampling charge. If you
Yeah.
move at least 20 feet towards this creature, then
Does
hit
it-
it with
That's
hooves.
That's
Attack
10.
in the same turn.
That's a 10.
So you moved 20 feet towards it, and you're doing the hooves attack +6 to hit is a
Mhm.
10.
Yeah. I don't know what these things AC is, but
10 hits.
oh damn. Okay, so they have to make a DC strength check of 14, or else they're knocked prone.
But first, the damage.
Wow. Okay, sure. Let's see. 2 of these. So 8 damage plus 4, so that's 12 damage. And then
Zombie 8 takes 12 damage.
and then if it doesn't beat a 14 strength, then I get a second attack, and it's knocked prone.
Well, got a 19, but I think it actually has negative strength. Nope, it is a +1, so I got a 20.
Damn. All right. Well, it still took a decent amount of damage. So I'm going to also neigh really loudly to try and like cause some
What does that sound like?
some uproar. I'm just gonna be like, "Ah!" like really loud, like as I kick this thing in the face.
So something yelled at you and you're yelling back.
Yeah, I'm
Really
trying
That
to
makes perfect sense.
trying to cause a distraction. My dog
Alright.
got upset that I did that.
And you're a horse.
Mhm.
We left. And you're a horse.
And then I guess from there, I guess I still have a bunch of movement, but
Yeah. You could just keep running straight past these dudes. Also, Jerk could follow that way.
If we get
Right.
if we're within 5 feet, they'll get an attack of opportunity.
Excuse
Yeah.
me.
I can
I was not
probably
expecting that.
kill this guy in the next hit, anyways. So I'll you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna run up. Let's see here. How much? I moved what, like 20 feet, so I can still move like 40.
Warhorse has a 60-foot movement.
Yeah. So I'll just move up to these stairs, and I'm just like stamping around.
Okay.
Being
Zombie
really
does
loud.
Zombie does get an attack of opportunity on you as you pass out of its range.
Mhm.
But it's going to be a slam attack with its mighty hand. They're not mighty. That's a 9 to hit. I don't
But
think that hits.
That does not hit.
So you'd safely, get through zombie 8, and zombie 1 also would have been in range. You pass through. It gets a 6 plus 3 is a 9.
Doesn't hit.
Nope, doesn't hit. So the zombies miss you as you charge in, and then you're just kind of face to face with this one right here.
And you can see us, right?
Mhm.
Yep.
Or, yeah, he knows it's us.
All right. It's my turn.
Does this line of sight work with the stairs involved?
Probably. Zombie 14 moves towards shambles at its massively fast 20 feet around movement and attempts to attack Godwald. This is super 11 plus 3, 14.
14 does not hit me.
14 doesn't hit you. He just lays hands on you. You're like, huh, thought that was a healing spell. And
It's like, I can't complain about the smell anymore because, quite frankly, we're used to it.
all right, let's see.
But still,
That's 10. Zombies trample forth. Looking across the map for zombies. Why do I have giant maps? I should just never have a giant map, right, guys? Let's never have giant amounts of characters.
Crap.
Godwald,
it's my turn.
it's your turn. You just heard a horse neighing trample on in towards the center of this place.
Okay, so I can see the horse.
Yeah,
I mean, if you look
Okay, so-
backwards, yeah.
behind you.
I don't think I need to give the signal anymore.
No.
I think that's really clear. So, before I got caught, Sparkle, you mentioned that you wanted me to just like tank everything.
Yeah, I whispered to you about just like trying to guard the entryway and tank as much as possible, at least until
Okay.
the other two catch up, because I have the lowest AC. Like these things could easily hit me.
Can I grab a beer?
Okay.
Yeah,
I
go
have-
grab a beer.
Yes.
Actually,
I love you guys.
So
I think it might
I
be time
have,
to call it for me.
so I have.
Oh, is it that time? If
Yeah,
that's the
'cause it's
case,
11.
I'm willing to start.
it
I'm
is.
willing to stop now and start on my turn next time.
okay, we'll talk to Jared when he gets back about it.
Oh, so yeah. What was it? There was something that was
quickly,
bugging me.
though, my next turn, Godwald, the reason why I'm asking you to tank the entryway for this turn is because I'm going to come right up behind you and play the flute,
Uh-huh.
which will make any creature within 30 feet terrified of me. So as long as
That's-
you stay next to me, they stay running away from us.
It means they can't move. So
And as long as you stay next to me, I get sneak attack against them.
yeah, similar things happen in my LARP.
So,
Oh,
so
that's-
Jared, they're all talking about calling it for the night, and starting with Oz's turn next session.
Sounds good. That's what you
I,
guys want to do.
Yep.
So, two things I want to bring up before we stop. One is just a nitpicky thing. Bear,
Mm-hmm.
you get a cantrip at this level, and you have to do that through spells. It doesn't go through the level up screen. I recommend Frostbite. It's like Ice Knife, but lesser, and it's a cantrip.
Mm.
Because you don't have a 60-foot thing that isn't Ice Knife yet. If you don't want that, there's also a bunch of crazy stuff I haven't
Wow.
seen before, like insights.
I also get
guidance.
I also get a
Yeah.
7th spell. Neat.
Yeah, you should. Because
didn't-
you also got access to another spell, right, Godwald?
Uh, because spell preparation is based on level plus mod and is level 1 up by 1. Yes.
Do you guys
The
want
other
to
thing-
see?
The other thing
That
is a spell I
monster-
prepared today for this fight is called Protection from Evil and Good.
What monster?
So I guess I'll put it on me.
Yeah, because the rest of us are kind of neutral.
And like, here's what it does: undead have disadvantage attacking me.
Give me that shit. Oh, that thing is as giant as a hill giant? Why the fuck? Okay.
No,
that's
it's as
gonna
big
fuck
as an ogre, not a hill giant.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hill
you're
giants.
right,
Hill giants
you're
are
right.
Over
over
here, oh, it's it's Bone Lord, Master of Bojangles.
I was going to call it Bo Jenkins.
Did you guys know not to fuck with the guy once he killed hill giants? That like like
Yeah,
Once I saw that, I was just like,
Out of character, I know
just-
how people can do a double thing like that.
I just
Yeah.
feel like you guys are so like.
Because in my previous long campaign, I had a wild magic sorcerer who used to twin fireballs.
see, yeah. You get twin caster eventually or something like that.
do you know
It's
like I think that thing's pretty fucking cool.
I call it twinned meta magic.
That's pretty dope.
This what's
Okay.
I feel
enjoy
like that was a good prompt to have because I feel like you guys are so untrusting of literally every NPC he tries to introduce that you just want to murder them immediately.
I do not. The only person I
or
have
try and
been
steal from them.
for murdering since, like,
It looks like
The
a big
campaign has
skeleton is
started
cutting some poor people in
was
half.
this necromancer. This necromancer is legit the only one where I'm like, let's kill this guy. I don't trust him. Everybody else, I have been down to let you seduce whatever. I've been down to let you try and do anything you want.
All right,
No
well,
one seduces anything. There's no bards in this party.
let's say goodnight, internet.
Good
Good
night,
night, Internet.
Internet.
All right.
Night.
Do you like this page?